Uh, it is dead at the moment. That ain't do no good without dropping the thing.
I will say I liked your the new thumbnail. That was pretty nice. Yeah, the other one was okay, but that one's, I don't know. I like it a lot better. I guess. Oh,
All right, can you guys hear me now? Pilot. Hopefully, I don't know. Somebody else is gonna have to double check because everything here is saying that it's working.
It's working now.
Alrighty. Let me go over here and get this set up so I can see what's going on with the stream and everything. Stream health look good. Everything looks good. Okay. I got my my tumbler. I got my cubes over here getting cold. Got the new little fridge. Oh, it's my Christmas present. If you were here, were you here last week, Cletus?
Yeah, I was here. I was here for the last show of 2020.
Yeah. Well, that's my birthday present. I did. Oh shoot, no, they're downstairs. Crap, they're on the steps. I bought some little tiny cans of soda to go with my.
Oh boy.
See the critter?
To go with my rum, and I left them downstairs.
It looked like a little one.
Huh?
Deer got whacked.
Oh.
I wish I had a coyote run across the road in front of us. We're on this little 2-lane road up here in South Dakota.
Yeah, I was watching that thing that I shared with you guys, the dump truck that cracked the bridge. And
yeah, that was
the next. If you go back into his channel and look at I think it's the second video after that one is the dash cam footage. And the stuff that they have caught on their dash cams running in front of the trucks, from little tiny school buses. It says I'm still low, but yet my microphone says it's pretty maxed out. I mean, I can turn it up a little bit more, but let me check desktop audio. All right, you guys talk here for a hot minute.
All right, we can do that.
I'm gonna blame it on Pilot. He's trying to do that old-fashioned tin can string-to-string thing like we did as kids for the pretend radio, but he's using his ice house bottles. It ain't quite the same.
At least on my end, it says all of the levels are correct. And so I don't know. I mean, I'm using the snowball, which is sitting. I mean, I can move this so that way it's right here.
Yeah, it does sound better automatically.
Just moving.
Yeah, that made a difference even on our end.
Yeah. Maybe it only has a very slight range. I don't know. I mean, I normally have it over there when I'm gaming, but
I could hear you over there, but it sounds much better closer to you.
Okay, well, it's literally boop right here.
Oh, Pilot says better too. So.
Okay, well then I'll leave this here in front of me. I'm not used to having a microphone like literally right in front of my face. I'm not used to having a microphone at all because normally most of the time it's actually the microphone in the camera that's picking me up.
Right.
So I'm not used to having a microphone at all, let alone one that's literally sitting here staring at me in the face.
So we'll do the Happy New Year shout out to everybody.
Well, we got Pilot.
First off.
We got pilot.
And secondly, unfortunately, we're going to be in a very spotty, crappy service area. So at some point here, we are going to die and fizzle out. And I'm not even going to fight to try to reconnect when it goes.
Yeah, we're kind of used to that from you though. Because
At least we're getting
the sad part about being on the road while
especially when you're in the Dakotas.
Yeah.
But at least you're getting your Happy New Year out of the way. We can hear from you.
I have no idea if Big E's gonna pop in or not. I haven't heard.
We lost one of them.
And we're doing a long-term west load, so that a very, well, I can't say strange load. It's kind of a normal load, but a very heavy surplus on the one item going to one place. So
you got a very specific load going on.
Yeah, I mean, we actually loaded probably 95% of this load ourselves going out to the West Coast out of New Jersey instead of out of our warehouse like normal, and then they added to it.
Yeah.
I could do this all night, buddy. I love it. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Somebody
save that for next year.
Is somebody giving you signs of pleasure out of their vehicle?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. You know, they're giving me them blind signs. They can't see nothing going on where they're extremely ambient locators.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't realize mine are 1 are bigger, 2 are brighter, and 3 are higher. So, you know, you'll get 3 flashes up and down, and if you don't turn yours off, I turn mine on.
No, I hate that. Like, I'll be going down and, like, somebody will, like, come at me with and flash their high beams on at me. Like, I have mine on. So then I'll just be like, well, fine. If you want to think that my high beams are on, well, then I will just flick my high beams on and you'll see how wrong you were. Now, because of the roads and stuff up here, I do have brighter than stock bulbs in my car, but that's also, Cletus can probably confer with me, the stock halogens in the Kia Souls leave a little bit to be desired as far as sight-wise.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
So I run it depends, because any bulb you put in that thing other than official Kia bulbs, they don't last long.
Well, we have switched, or in the middle of switching. We haven't actually done it yet. We did it on my wife's Toyota, but we have switched to the LED bulbs. They're like $28 on Amazon.
Yeah, I haven't done LEDs yet.
But we did in the wife's Toyota. They're super bright.
Well, I can't do it in the green Kia.
Oh.
Now, those new bulbs light up for your headlights. Are they a straight shot plug and play, or you got to have any kind of a ballast resistor or anything?
If you've got regular H11 bulbs, they're plug and play.
These are the wife's Toyota. I forget what size it is, but it's plug and play. And then for the Kia Soul, I bought them for that vehicle specifically.
Yeah,
plug and play as well.
The green Kia Soul that we have uses H11Bs.
I think that's what our green Kia Soul uses.
I doubt it. They're the ones that they literally plug in from the side of the bulb.
Yeah, I think so.
Then you have
it's
to
the alien green Kia Soul.
You have to put them in, and you can't do it by hand. You have to take a pair of pliers.
I haven't done them yet.
Okay. Well, if they're the H11Bs, good luck trying to find a set of freaking LEDs for them. I've looked. If they're the regular H11s, which the gray car has, they're easy to find and they're easy to put in. The H11Bs are damn near impossible. And even if you
I don't know what we got in this truck,
thingy, it doesn't fit inside the housing.
I guess I'll find out when I go to do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't speak on it for now. You know, I was saying it'd be easy to put that radio in, but I didn't think about the newer ones having the hazard built into their extra radio.
It's the hazard and 2 other buttons.
Eco button and
are all part of it.
Yeah.
And I went and double looked at it again. I thought there might have been a seam right below the CD deck, but no, there's not. It's all one piece. And I haven't really looked into seeing if they make a. I'm pretty sure the back side of it, those buttons just bolt to the front plate.
Well, when I was at the junkyard getting parts for this Soul, it was a 13 model Soul, same color and everything, but the radio, it was all built into the radio.
Oh, okay.
Like
so
it was built in. Yeah.
Because I thought maybe like those 3 buttons would be like a separate piece that bolts to the front plate.
Well, and that's kind of when I realized what you were
And the
saying about
whoosh.
it wouldn't be easy just to pop in another one. So.
Yeah. Has anybody heard from Matt MPG? And because I noticed that he's no longer he no longer has that account.
Oh no.
Because I went to go send him the invite for tonight and I couldn't find it.
Oh, on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. He might have gotten in some trouble or something.
I don't know. I normally always send him an invite just in case he wants to pop in, and I couldn't send it, so I got a little worried. So anywho, oh wow, 5:13 is the average watch time right now.
It's good.
In case you don't know, that's my birthday.
Oh, okay.
I have certain numbers, like every time I look at the clock, or I find myself that more often than not, when I look at the clock, I see certain times. 8:13, 5:13, 9:11, and 11:11. For some reason, anytime I look at the clock around that time, it'll be like that time.
Holy crap!
Which is kind of funny.
I should have took a picture of that just for you, Sean.
What happened?
Nothing wrong. I just noticed that right in the very edge of town. Usually I'm busy switching lanes and dodging traffic right here. This little town we're at in South Dakota has a Radio Shack store.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you remember we were discussing it here a couple months ago. Well, you know, when you needed something.
Doing things like OS swaps and things like that, there are so many things that you could find in a freaking Radio Shack. The little bits and pieces stuffs, making custom, like, doing LED work for, furniture and stuff like that, that you would be so easy to just walk into freaking Radio Shack and just, like, it's almost as, I'll have to tell you this as well, because I have an issue with trying to find lumber right now to build my craft table, so that way I can build, models and stuff. Because I haven't had one since before I had kids. So it's been a bit. But anyway, it would be so much nicer to be able to walk in when you don't exactly know exactly what you're looking for, but you have an idea of what you're looking for. It's kind of like when you walk into a hardware store and you go to the hardware section and you're just shifting through the bolts to see what will work for what you're trying to do. Because it's easier to try to figure it out when you have the actual things there than it is to try to figure out on paper. But anyway, so it'd be so much easier to go into Radio Shack and find your diodes and your resistors and different things that you need to be able to set up what you're trying to do than it would be to try to order online. And a lot of time when you have to, order online, you have to buy like 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah,
Radio
sometimes
Shack,
you can get on eBay and get what you need.
Yeah,
but the problem with eBay and Amazon is you got to hope that they put the description in correctly.
Well, that, and you're also got to make sure that by the time you get done paying for freaking shipping, when, like, literally you run to Radio Shack, you need to spend $2-3 on a couple little tiny things, and you can walk home and finish your project that day, versus trying to find something on Amazon or eBay or whatever. Then you have to wait for them to ship for you. And right now, you could buy it. It says overnight shipping, and they don't ship it for a week later.
Yeah, apparently y'all have some shipping issues up there, because I bought something the other day from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so I follow this channel. It's now called just Jazza, Gazza. He's an artist out of Australia, and he put together this like creative art box. He did one about a year ago. It was called Jazzy's Jazza Art Box, and it had like a whole bunch of good stuff in it. The box was about $100 or whatever. It probably had close to $200 to $300 worth of art supplies in it. Well, he did another one this year, except for it's a hell of a lot bigger. It's $365, and it has probably close to $700 worth of stuff in it. Everything from ink stuff to like sculpting stuff, and another box he had was for miniature painting. So basically, kind of like models. So there was a lot of stuff in that box that I could use, because I do artsy stuff. You guys all know that. There's a lot of stuff I could use. It was supposed to have shipped back in the beginning of December. The last notice I have is on the 22nd. It says late for delivery. There is not a single damn update since then. Yeah, I don't know why you're doing that, because I actually no more playing with that, because we got to go in and reset that here in a half a minute.
That's what I was checking to see if you reset it yet.
No,
I wasn't going to interrupt you.
So we need to take off 20,000 points off your score.
Oh no.
But anyway, so they have yet to give me an update on that box. Now again, remember, that's a $400 box with $700 worth of art supplies in it. You know, I kind of could have used that, because a lot of that stuff that's in that box I could have put to use putting this together already. But it's frustrating, because that's not the only thing. Like, one of Jess's Christmas presents is one of these things that just, you pay for extra shipping because you want it to get here, and it hasn't even been shipped yet. I haven't even got a notification it's even been shipped.
Kind of like going through the fast food drive-thru.
You go through the fast food drive-thru, and then they stick you up in the front and tell you to wait till they bring it out.
Turn left.
Yeah, and then you never get what you ordered right anyways.
Exactly. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually
Dry Vaseline.
It,
it does exist, people.
You know, but you know what I was saying about the Radio Shack thing is okay. So I have my plans sitting here for my table that's going to go over there. It fits in the little cubby hole I have over here. It's about a 4 foot wide cubby hole, you know, so it's a decent enough space to do for a workbench. And I went and laid out all of the lumber that I'm going to need. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with this new way of doing shit and try to buy this stuff, you know, through their, you know, contactless freaking, you know, crap that they have. It was one of the big box hardware stores. And so I went online, and every single thing that I tried to look up, just regular 2x4s. Oh, out of stock. We don't have.
Get back in a couple minutes, guys.
We don't have. And so I couldn't even go on and order this stuff online to be able to pick it up at the store. So that's all I wanted to do. Just order it and then pick it up at the store. Couldn't do it. So I went up to the store today after trying to fight with their website, and you know, they want you to use their website. They want to do this. Well, update the website so that way it's easy to use and people can actually find what they're looking for. As impressive as my resume says, nowhere does it contain the word wood. Hey, Pilot, I've done quite a few woodworking projects in my lifetime. I don't have nearly the amount of tools that I would love to be able to make some of my artwork. Well, it is artwork. Wood crafting is artwork. But anyway, so I don't have nearly the tools that I would love to have. You know, I'd love to have a table saw and a miter saw and, you know, a planer and a router and a jointer. You know, those would be freaking nice things to have. I don't have them. I've got a circular saw and a jigsaw and a palm sander. You make it work, right? But anywho, I ended up going up to the store, found everything that I needed. They had the 2x4s in stock. In fact, they had lots of them. They had the plywood in stock. In fact, they had lots of them. They had everything that I needed. They had the 5/8 dowel rod, which they said they had. I couldn't even find it on their website. They had it. They didn't have 4 foot length, which is what I needed, so I would have had to gotten 2 3-foot lengths. I'll have some extra left over, but whatever. And, you know, screws and all that. And I have the Kia Soul. And I was like, I assumed they would do 2 cuts per piece of wood that you buy.
Yeah, I mean, they charge you for the cuts after.
Right, that'd be fine if they charged me. I wouldn't even have minded if they charged me, because it still would have saved me time.
Sure.
No. They literally do 2 cuts for your whole order total. They don't even let you buy more cuts.
Wow.
And I'm looking at them, I'm sitting here holding
must be that store
this pallet full
then.
of wood, and I'm like, I drive a Kia Soul. And he's like, okay. And I was like, 2 cuts is not going to cut this wood down far enough for me to fit it in the car. I have, what, 1, 2... I had 2 2x4s, a 2x6, and a piece of 4x8 plywood. You know, cut them down to 5-foot lengths, and I could fit them in the car. The plywood, no, I'd have to definitely cut that down to 4x4. In fact, I needed it, what was it, 27 by basically 47 and a quarter. So, I mean, I'd have to cut it down even further. But, you know, so then it's like, and they were also closing at 7, and I was there at like 6:30.
That's why they didn't want to cut it.
No, they literally has a sign on the machine, 2 cuts only.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
What is going on there?
I'll go to the other big box store. I know they charge you for extra cuts, and I can get the cuts I need. I just have to travel a little further to get to it.
The one over here is you get 2 cuts per order, and if you want more than that, it's 25 cents per cut after that.
Yeah, and I could easily do that. I mean, geez, I'd have them cut my whole damn order. It'd still cost me less.
Sure.
I mean, I only need, let's see, what did I need? I needed, I needed 1, 2, 3. So I needed 4 25-inch pieces, a 48 piece, and a 20 piece, 2 20 pieces in the 2x4s. I only needed a 20-inch and a 48-inch out of the 2x6. So that's 1 cut, maybe 2. I mean, I could do that with 1 cut and then go home and cut the other one to length. I do have a circular saw.
Yeah. You could get real stupid with them and buy one at a time. Be like, okay, cut this. Okay,
oh, yeah,
buy this
I could have,
order,
but I didn't have the time to do that. And then, like I said, the plywood, I needed it down to 27 by 47 and 1/4. But again, I could have dealt with that just being cut and ripping it up in half and having 2 4-foot sections, 4x4. But so then I was like, I walked over and I saw they have smaller lengths. They have like 4-foot and like 2-foot lengths, you know, already whatever ripped. But the problem with that is they're almost as much as the full 8-foot length boards. A 4-foot length board was almost as much as the 8-foot. I think it was like $1 less. So by the time I got done buying, you know, 4 2x4s to equal my 4 24-inch, and in fact, I needed those ones at 25 inches, which means I would have had to buy the 4-foot lengths. You know, and obviously I would need to buy more than, I would need to buy 4 of those 4-foot lengths to be able to get my 25-inch length cuts. So I would have been out like 4 times the amount of money in wood getting them smaller pieces.
Sure. Maybe that's why they got it set that way, I guess.
I don't know. It was ridiculous and it pissed me off. But yeah, I mean, like, it takes them next to nothing to measure that out. It's actually faster for them to do it there than even somebody with a table saw to do it at home.
Well, sure, they got the big machine there.
The big machine with the ruler right there with the laser on it, and they just
the vacuum on the line and everything, no dust.
Yeah, and they can cut a sheet of plywood like it's nothing. You know, versus me setting up sawhorses and everything else trying to cut that freaking plywood down. You know, 3 1/4 floppy. That's old. That's an actual true floppy.
Right.
And we played Oregon Trail on those. It'd take like 5 of those discs just to play Oregon Trail.
What'd you have planned on your Streamlabs points and stuff?
Oh, anyway. All right, so Streamlabs, I'm thinking I'll have to talk with you about what you want to pick up off of the store. I figure that's probably the easiest thing to do, is pick off something off the store, which means we need to go to the, let me make sure this is the one that's clicked so it puts it down here. There we go. Okay, so on Discord, let's run this up through here. In fact, actually, we just do it right here in the chat where everybody can see it. So if somebody wants to type in the top thing so we can see it. Now, granted, we only have 6 people in here today. I'm going to guess that he's not coming back.
Yeah, he said he was in a pretty bad area and sounded like he had something he had to do. So,
and I still don't know where Biggie is. He's probably with, I can't say anything about that.
Yep.
He's probably with a friend. Yeah, he says he's going to be a little late. He just messaged me. Well, he messaged me a little bit ago. Almost 15 minutes ago now. But anywho.
Well, Miss Formy made second place. Look at her.
Okay, so it would be you, Miss Formy, and Big
E. Yeah.
Big E, and you know what? We'll go top 5.
There you go.
Okay, so it's going to be you, Miss Formy,
Pilot and Chris.
Big E.
Oh, Big E, Pilot and Chris.
Yeah. So that's top 5. So I mean, I figure we'll converse with all 5 of you, and figure out what you guys. You know, obviously I'd not made a money, so it's not anything super big, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I should have.
But yeah, I can't. I would love to just cut it down to like just one, but that's. I mean, granted, you've definitely earned, you know, something back in return for as much as you donated this year. But
it'd be nice if we can get some wars going on and get more going.
Is like Miss Formy's been in almost every live stream this year.
Yep,
Pilot
same thing with
has
Pilot,
been
right?
in almost every live stream this year. And you know, and Elliot again, same thing. Basically, almost every live stream this year.
Speaking of them,
yep. Speaking of the devil, well, devils.
Where?
She just like ran that way. I think. I think I saw her bear behind run the other direction. Big E's looking like what?
What?
Lucy.
We were just talking about the NOVAtazz for this for last year.
Yeah.
Well, you're really quiet, Big E.
But you did.
I don't know why.
Am I? Is I'm the only one he's quiet for?
I can hear him.
Like decently.
Hang on, let me try.
Oh, no,
How's that?
Right there.
That's better.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Right there. It's at 190.
Well, that's good. Well, that's good.
Well, alrighty then.
Granted, I know I'm hearing my echo, so it's picking up your earphones too.
I'm gonna turn it down.
A little bit, maybe.
All right, let me know when. How's that?
It's maybe.
No, I'm just hearing double echoes. I'm hearing double echoes.
Uh,
Maybe it's fun. Chris, do you have the live stream playing somewhere?
I don't know.
We have an echo. Hold on.
Was that a I don't know or a no, I don't?
No, I don't.
All right, that makes more sense.
The live stream is on.
I'll mute myself.
It's not coming from Cletus.
Yeah.
And Miss Formy dropped out of the live here.
Yeah, hold on.
So it shouldn't be hers big enough.
It's not Chris. It's gotta be Big E.
Oh, hang on. Let me try
Yep,
turning it down a little bit more because it was at 23. Then I turned up to 190, and you're like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah, we can hear you, but we have an echo as well.
All right, it's at exactly 100, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe your mouthpiece was just too far away from your mouth.
Too far.
Well, it's any closer now, and you're gonna be eating it.
It's not even that fucking far. Like, I mean, I can put it way the fuck out here. Is that good?
That's what it sounded like when you first got on.
Listen here.
Ooh, hi, Corpse.
Corpse.
Corpse Bride.
Does your mic have an echo adjustment you can turn up and down?
StreamYard's got echo cancellation thing.
Yeah, I would turn that on.
Well, there. Now it's on.
Okay.
And it sounds a lot better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Miss Formy says who turned on the reverb. Anyway, so we were talking about the NOVAtazz because, I mean, in the beginning of the year, it was more of a joke, but, you know, because I wasn't expecting anybody to donate. I wasn't expecting anybody to really bump that up super high.
Oh,
we
got bumped.
got somebody in here that cannot stand having his name not in the stream boss thingy here below.
We gotta try to get other people involved in it. Come on,
yeah.
man.
Well, I gotta find a new one because I'm gonna get rid of this speedometer thing going on and find something different.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. I'll play around with it when I have time. It may not be the first couple of episodes, but it'll be in there at some point. But anywho, I couldn't leave it at just my name doesn't count. So if you see the points up here in the chat, my name doesn't count. So the first 5 would be Cletus, Miss Formy, Big E, Pilot, and Chris. Now, I'm not going by the names that are up there because that's your guys' names that you're using for your YouTube. I'm going by the names that I know you guys buy. So, lovely bunch of coconuts is definitely Big E. He's a little nutty. And then we got Pilot, Miss Formy. But anyway, so I was figuring I'll get in contact
I
with
should see
each
it
of
my
you.
way.
Pilot, I guess I'll contact you through Discord if you still have your Discord, because I don't have any other way to contact you. Unless you want to shoot a message to NOVAtazz@gmail.com. There should be a link for that somewhere, maybe on my YouTube somewhere. If you want to send me a message there, let me know that it's you, and we'll figure out. But I figured all 5 of you will get something off of the store. Figured that'd be the best way to do that. And then that way we can get you something up. Because I also got to rechange my store too, because I want to put up some new merch and take some other stuff down that's not selling. Declutter it a little bit. But anyway, so we're going to, now that we know who it is, I'm going to reset the loyalty thing.
Oh no!
So say goodbye to your points. They're all disappearing right now.
5 points. Nice knowing you.
Okay, so now if somebody hits top, you'll see that it's all cleared out.
No.
So we're starting fresh, 2021, all new points.
Is there going to be a
I
new
think I
name
want
for
to
them?
make some adjustments to how you get loyalty points too. All right, so, and I want to change the stream boss, I think, too. All right, so interview minutes every 1 minute. Oh, it has to be 5. Okay.
No.
That's why it's set at 5. So every 5 minutes pays out to live viewers 10 points. We'll do 100 points. Pays out to active users.
No biting.
I'm not sure what an active user is.
Probably someone who's like
Currency
active
the
in the
viewers
chat.
will earn to top of the on top of live amount when they talk in your chat. Okay, so people that are chit-chatting. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Regular users will get 10. So if you're just hanging out in the chat and that's all you're doing, you get 10 points for every 5 minutes. If you're actively talking in the live, we'll give you it max is 100, so 100 points for active users, 10 points for wallflowers. Event payouts on subscription. A subscription gets you 2,500.
Sounds fair.
And members will get. I don't have active members yet, but members will get 10,000. So that's just for future use, whatever, if it ever gets to that point. Okay, so Streamlabs donation, points per dollar. So the Streamlab donation, PayPal, I have it set at 2,000 points per dollar. Super chats are. We need to make that more fair because. And I want the Streamlabs points to be worth more. No, I think that's about right. We'll leave that where it's at. 2,000 points per dollar for Streamlabs and 1,000 points per dollar for Super Chat.
Well, Pilot and Miss Formy already have 10 points.
Yeah, that's because they're actively in the chat. Okay, so there we go. That's all set.
Only 9.
Now, where is the...
You said you're going to make one of the things where it's worth more?
Well, the Streamlabs like PayPal link is 2,000 points per dollar.
Yeah.
The other one, the stream, the the super chat, the YouTube in-app is 1,000 points per dollar. Now there is a reason for that.
No, I know what the reason is.
Yeah, it's because more of your money actually goes to the person you're trying to give it to if you use the PayPal link, and more money goes towards YouTube if you use the super chat.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you can whatever, but I just think that it's. Let's see. I could put donation. We'll not do donation goals. Alert box, Streamlab Media. Where's the super boss? Stream boss. There it is.
Well, on Wednesday, I'll be doing my first live.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's for the giveaway. Plus, just kind of hanging out on there. But we'll see how it goes for me. I don't know how to. I don't think.
Well,
I think
if
you
you
have to
ever decide to do it
super
more
chats.
than just casually and want to actually set up a whole thing, let me know. I will help you out with Streamlabs and different things, and how to do the
I
settings.
wouldn't do
and
it
all
as
that.
often as you probably, but maybe like once a month or something. That might be all right.
Yeah. Settings. Here we go. Damage per super chat. Okay, so damage
Pilot
per
must have
super
missed the
chat
whole
dollar
conversation.
is 300. Damage per subscriber. We're gonna change that because I want a subscriber to. Literally, damage per sponsor. Damage per dollar donation.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
Theme, kill animation, transparent background. There was a. Okay, here we go. Mode. How do I change the mode? I'll probably have to reset it completely. I'll have to do that later. Alright, so that should be saved. I'll change that a little bit. I'll have to play with it later. So that might get changed by next stream.
Sure.
You have 0 points now.
Yeah, Pilot, I guess, missed a conversation. He's saying he went to go get a beer and came back, and now he has no points.
Yeah, the points were reset for this year, so you guys will accrue points again for being in the live stream, and hopefully Stream Boss seems to be working. Well, their little computer moderator guy seems to be working a little better this year. Well, at least for the last couple months, he seemed to be working a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the amount of time you spend in chat will be more accurately
monitored,
kept track of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed I'm not on there at all, and I probably won't be, which is fine. I can always give myself points if I need them. But anywho, so hopefully it'll be Pilot. You weren't here. I didn't realize you went for a beer. I want you to either contact me in Discord or contact me at NOVAtazz@gmail.com, and you're gonna get something off of the Teespring store. All
That's
the top
funny.
5 from last year, which would be Pilot, Miss Formy, Big
Pilot
E,
goes and gets one beer and he's wiped out.
Big E, Chris, and Cletus are all getting something off of the Teespring store, which there is a link somewhere in the chat, I'm sure. And we also just went over.
Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Honey Hush.
Honey Hush. Love that. So, wow, it made it different. It didn't put your logo up this time.
Yeah, it's just got the stream thing.
You just got some weird little stream chat boss guy there. Your name is there though, just not your logo.
The best thing about a leg lamp's turning it
Now,
on.
you know what? It might have done that just because of the fact of you donating through Streamlabs and you don't have a logo set up through Streamlabs.
Might have.
But your name is still there. Just not your logo. But yes, thank you for the first donation of the year.
The first $5.
Woohoo! But anyway, so we also revamped the way that the Stream Boss works. I adjusted the totals to reflect some more stuff.
Oh, that worked either.
Jesus Christ, Cletus, slow down.
Well, it worked, but it didn't work enough because if you notice,
Yeah, it's been working at the movie.
He just hurt himself. He's down to 700 hit points.
So
now.
yes, so it's counting your Stream Labs donation and your Stream Yard donation as two different people. Because if you would have just donated to yourself, it would have just it would have stayed all the way up. It wouldn't have dropped down at all.
I see.
Hurt himself in confusion.
Makes sense.
It's just counting him as two different ways because he's not. When you donate through PayPal, it's not through your YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyway, so maybe we'll do a donation counter too.
Go to split between the two dogs, but
for the year.
That'd be pretty neat.
We'll just have it run up like the one side of the screen, and it'll just go. You know, I'll just set it up ridiculously freaking high and just see how high we go. But anyway, so we revamped that. We revamped the NOVAtazz Cash Points Award system, so it is better reflecting of people hanging out in the chat and talking. So you gain more points by talking than you do by wallflowering in the chat. And we'll do the same thing. So the depending on how close it is at the end of the year, we'll have a couple winners at the end of the year. I mainly want to reward, again, like the people that hang out in the chat every week and the people that donate. So, you know, maybe we'll see at the end of the year where we're at, and we'll see what the prizes are at the end of next year or this year. So, like I said, so to recap, the top NOVAtazz Cash Points Awards for last year was Cletus, which I have to go back up and see what his total was.
220.
Well, it was 220. No, 2,204,641. Oh no, that was mine. Never mind, that was mine. That doesn't count because I gave myself points. Okay, yeah. So yours is 285,270 points.
Yeah.
Followed by Miss Formy with 182,220. Big E, Chris is here. Chris is here. No, Chris is here. There we go. Who else booped?
We're bouncing. We're bouncing.
Oh, okay.
So not to jump.
I accidentally changed the screen size.
But
okay, so Chris is going to pop in and out here because he's in the bad area.
Yeah, we could tell he's in the bad
he's
area.
definitely bouncing in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the Streamlabs thing was a little better to get the points there.
Yeah. Anyway, so I also revamped that. I changed it around to put more weight on Streamlabs versus Super Chats.
Well, there's somebody right there.
So anyway, so to go with the regular points, you gain 10 points for every 5 minutes that you're just chilling in the chat. You gain 100 points for every 5 minutes that you're active in the chat. That's the most I can give you. You gain, what was that? 300. Oh, did I close that window?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Roberts, for the $2 donation.
I know. I bet if he did 5, he'd be up on the boss.
Yeah,
I
guarantee you. If he would have done 5, or if he would have done through PayPal, if he would have done it through PayPal, he would have kicked it. A $2 PayPal donation would definitely have kicked you off. I think. At least a $3 one would have.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the other thing that I'm going to end up doing is I want to reset it and I'm going to make it so that way it's a progressive. So, like, every time you get beat, it's harder to beat you again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's not just that makes
Static.
sense.
Right now, it's fixed. It's 1,000 points. It's 1,000 StreamYard points. Not StreamYard. 1,000 Streamlabs or NOVAtazz points to kick you. So, all you have to do is make a donation that's bigger than 1,000 points, and you will kick the stream boss. But anyway, so the top 5.
Oh, see that? He didn't take it though. He almost did. I'm barely hanging on.
Yeah, he did. But what I was saying is so the well, damn, why did it do that twice?
Oh, yeah.
Did the merch thing twice. Oh, now he did it. He got you.
No,
Thank you, Robert's Garage. We like it when Cletus gets kicked off the stream boss. So if you notice, Robert, if you look below us, right down here, everybody can point if they want to.
Right down.
Right down there. You see the little speedometer gauge or RPM gauge, and you'll notice that your name is there and your logo. And the other thing that goes with that, I'm also going to put you on my recommended YouTube page for my recommended channels. So you'll get the top slot in the recommended channels for as long as you're up there.
And he's back.
Whoever kicks you off ends up in the top spot. So that's how that works.
I'll tell you, Roberts, I like to hang on to it, but I give everybody a chance to have it for a little while.
But yeah, the other thing is there is a bigger bonus to using the PayPal link through Streamlabs, mainly because almost 100% of your donation will go straight to me, versus anytime you donate through StreamYard, not StreamYard, anytime you donate through YouTube using their super chat, they take like a third. They take a third right off the top. So, you know, they're a little sneaky that way.
Wow, look at him, jumped up to second place like that.
Yeah, doesn't take much.
Sweet Jeebus.
Does not take much to earn NOVAtazz cash when you donate, which is mainly how I wanted it too. You know, if you're going to donate, I would feel like, you know, that would be, you know, that's not that hanging out in the chat isn't supporting us. It definitely is, because every time that you guys are in here, you know, it definitely helps.
And well, that was out of your 5 winners, 3 of them were people that hung out in the chat every time. So
yep,
4 of them probably. Yeah.
Well, we hold contests and to earn points as well. You don't have to donate. I'm not saying anybody has to donate.
Sure.
What do you mean? He's saying that she doesn't think that the I don't know. I mean, let me go back.
We'll find out by the end of the episode. It started at 0. It's already at 40. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely working a little bit, but I see what she's saying. It doesn't look like it's giving them as much.
Right.
Because I said 100 points.
Yeah, but it's on a timer. It doesn't give you points every time you chat.
Yeah, you have to be
right?
active in a 5-minute period.
Yeah.
You get 100 points on top of your 10 points if you're active in the chat. But I see what she's saying. She has been active in the chat, and according to this, she's only got 40. So I don't know. We'll have to feel it out. We'll have to see. I mean, I can't share my screen really, not without fucking everything up.
Yeah.
But
well, this is the first episode of the new season and the new year,
it's a work in progress.
A little bit of growing pains.
We're gonna tinker with it because I do want to change it from last year because I don't want to just keep redoing the same thing. But anyway, so we had an awesome year last year. A lot of our live streams hit almost 100 views after a couple weeks. We did pretty good. I think we're up to 2,135 subs right now.
Which is pretty good because I think when I started watching you, you had like 1,300 subs.
Yeah. I had
So, and I haven't been watching you for a full year yet.
Subs at the beginning of last year. I lost 500 of them.
Ouch.
So we gained 13. No, we gained 1,100 subs this year. Well, last year we gained like 1,100 subs last year. So I mean that's not too bad. I wish I could do.
Especially since you haven't been able to constantly put out, new content. Not your live stream.
I didn't really have a whole. I mean, I could have done stupid stuff. I could have found stupid stuff to put up on, but
I don't know if that would have helped you.
You also had the fact that I was also working a lot more this year because I work in the healthcare industry and COVID was just freaking insane. Between staff getting sick and clients getting sick, it was a lot more work this year than it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't go up to where my cars were at because I didn't want to risk getting the individuals up there sick. There was 3 individuals up there that were all elderly. Unfortunately, one of them just passed like I think Christmas.
Oh.
The individual they had staying with them, not thank God it wasn't one of my girlfriend's grandparents, but It was their roommate that was staying with them and that had passed away. Not COVID related,
sure,
but it still sucks.
Well, yeah, it's still,
It'll still be marked as a COVID casualty.
But yeah, so
cross our fingers and prayer chain because COVID does suck. I just got word Wednesday that my mother and the entire house where we have her staying at have tested positive and they're under lockdown.
Okay, well, hopefully they all make it out the other end okay, because, for most people, it will be fine. You will make it out the other end, but, it only takes a compromise of a little bit, and it takes hold, and away you go.
No.
Yeah, just however your body handles
exactly, it is.
I mean, they could think about how it's going to do it all day, but you won't know until you get it.
It's not going to make it, and that's sad. But it's also life. It's it's a circular life. It's the way things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You live and you die, and then that's it. It's what you do with your life while you're here that matters.
Law of the wild, survival of the fittest.
Yep. If we all lived, the world would be full of people.
I seen a Trans Am like yours the other day.
No?
Driving around town. First time I've seen one around here.
Oh.
I've seen them, but not like yours.
Well,
it's either older or newer.
Driving around soon enough, as I'm looking down at the very expensive throttle body sitting on my floor, waiting for my parts got pushed back again. I'm now waiting till the middle of January for the distributor. Still waiting for the end of January for the fuel pump
controller.
I still need to call. I still need to call Holly and see if there's anything else I need to pick up to make that work. Right. Are you
buying them directly from Holly, or are you buying them through like Jegs?
It depends. The 3 parts that I bought originally, I bought directly through Holly.
And you already have them?
No, I only have the throttle body. The other parts, I'm gonna find the best place. So I know I need a timing controller, and this is for the distributor. If I didn't buy the distributor, I wouldn't have needed that part. So for the Holly EFI to be able to control the distributor, I need a timing controller. And the distributor does not have a coil inside of it like my HIE or HEI. So I need to buy a coil for it. Now, whether or not there's other miscellaneous doodads that I'm going to need, I have to contact Holly and find out. But yeah, so, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm also waiting for parts for other stuff that I'm working on, not this related. I still need to go up to the junkyard. Hey, that's a good number, Miss For Me.
She's killing it.
But look, she rolled a 79.
I know.
It's lucky. It's lucky 79 got your
Sweet
win.
juice.
Already.
Jean Grey is showering her luck down upon you. Pilot bought new paddles for the snowblower. Well, if you're up here where we're at, you would have needed those snowplowers yesterday. You're gonna need that. We needed them this morning. We're going to need them tomorrow morning because we got snow
snowed
yesterday.
here the other day for about 10 seconds.
Huh?
It snowed here the
Go
other day.
through and find your best picture.
And then the
Go
next day,
through
it
and
was
find your
67
best
degrees.
picture you took today.
Snowed
The
for
one you
10
took
seconds
today and
and
send it to
everyone
me.
still lost their minds.
Well,
What you took on the phone.
Everybody went and bought all the milk and bread they could find.
I don't know. We only got like an inch yesterday or this morning. Echo, quiet.
Yeah, Echo, shut up. Goddamn government listening devices.
Yeah, we'll be telling everybody's. God forbid anybody was listening to like something on their Echo, and or listening to this chat, and I just shut their Echo up.
They could be watching this
Oh
on
my
there.
god.
Or listening to this on there.
Right? But anyway, so
It's like when the Xbox One first came out and everyone was going, Xbox, turn off, and then it did.
Send in Messenger.
Yeah. But anyway, so
Best one that shows the best, all the ice.
yeah, we got an inch this morning, and then we're having a snow event now. So, and through the night, so it should be fun in the morning. But anywho, I still have to make it to the junkyard. I was supposed to make it out to the junkyard the other day, and I had an employee that thought they were going to call out because they couldn't get out of their driveway because of ice. Now they live up in Bear Creek, which is I'm an hour and 6 minutes from their house, and then another half hour, 40 minutes to where we both work. So I would have had to travel an hour and 6 minutes up to their house, and then 40 minutes over to their house, and then the hour back to my house. And it was either I go up and go get him and take him to work, or I was going to be stuck at work for an 11-hour shift. No, I'm going to come pick your ass up, and I'm going to take you to work, because it's a lot less time for me to come up and take you to work than it is for me to have to go in and work. So I was like, I'll be there in an hour. I drove all the way up there, and I did not run into a single icy road. I get all the way up there. I'm less than a minute from his house, and he calls me and says, I got my car out of the driveway.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Now, for his benefit, he drives a Prius.
Oh,
well, there you go.
And the road leading into his development. Now, granted, he lives up on Bear Creek Mountain, which is the same as, I think that's Boulder Mountain ski resort. I think that's...
Is it an actual mountain?
Yeah. We live in the Appalachian Mountains.
Right.
That's coal country. There's mountains everywhere.
Mhm.
I have to travel over 3 mountains to get to his house.
Well, like I live in Arkansas, we have mountains here, but none of them are true mountains.
Yeah, no, we have mountains.
Nice.
But anyway, so I have to travel over three very large pieces of landmass just to get to his house. But anyway, so get all the way up there. A minute from his house, he's like, "Oh, I'm out of the driveway. I'm heading into work." I'm like, "Really? I just drove an hour and 15 minutes to get up here, and now I have to travel an hour and 15 minutes back home for nothing."
At least you didn't drive to work. Start working.
Well, I still, if he did that, I still would have had to drive home.
Well, he might not have got out there. He might have, he'd just stay there.
Yeah, he might have just said screw it. But yeah, it's one of those things. I wasn't going. I'll go pick your ass up.
Splat.
I'm not going to sit here and go be stuck at work doing DSP work just because, if I can make it up to work, you could have made it in. I have to travel further than anybody to get there.
Mm.
My drive is an hour. Most of their drives are probably 10 to 15 minutes, if the most, that one guy lives like 35 minutes.
Not bad.
Yeah, but he's got a Prius, so
Yeah. Well, his
I say if
dad-in-law has a freaking truck, so
you or Big E want to pull up a couple of pictures, Sean.
well, Big E would.
When
I
me and
can't
Miss
do it,
Farmy,
'cause until I get a second monitor, I can't do stuff like that.
okay, it's in the live stream or the messenger chat.
And I have
But
priced the monitor that I'm using right now. I have priced it, and it's over $200. It's like $300 actually
Sweet.
for a 20.
But we were running basically in freezing fog last night. So when we woke up, we finally shut down. Woke up this morning in Iowa and eastern South Dakota.
You had to fight your way out.
Right
of the
there's
truck?
what we woke up to.
hang on.
Awesome, really awesome pictures.
I will pop it. Okay, you want me to pop it up now?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's cool looking.
Where do you see the close up? We had powder sugared trees come on.
Yeah,
and the truck looked like that. The mirrors and the antennas and the bull bumper out on the front, anywhere that could freeze on the truck was the same way.
Yeah, pretty cool looking.
Just the mist from the fog freezing. And then when we got going, the sunlight behind us, you could actually see the individual ice crystals twinkling like lights in all the trees and the bushes.
Wow.
Nature
take that with your
cell
phone?
Yeah, that's from her cell phone.
Yeah,
Pretty nice.
Nature can definitely
of
be
those.
amazing sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Wild.
Robert's Garage, if you're still in here, what parts are you waiting for? Sorry if I'm late to seeing that, but I do like to keep. If anybody else notices that I'm missing things in chat, let me know. I don't want to ignore chat because I want them to chit chat. But anyway, so update from my channel for the year, and then we'll go through all of your guys' stuff and anything you guys have cool planned coming up. We know we got the TA, getting that ready to go. I don't know how long that's going to take me to get the TA ignition system and all that working. Then we're going to go through and do the other things that we need to do to get that car inspected for the summer. So, like, I know I need to put the driver's side window regulator in and all of that stuff going, so that way I can put the door panels on it and the seats. I'm probably going to go find the original seats out of storage and throw them back in until I get the 74 seats done.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have a full interior in it.
Yeah, have a car that you can actually, drive around in while you work on the seats.
Right. So
High-tech
we're also
fuel
getting the truck
injection,
done.
Robert's Garage says. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I see the high-tech fuel injection. How high-tech? Apparently not high-tech enough to get it shipped here quicker.
Yeah, I know, right?
But anyway, so we're gonna go. We got the truck. The truck. I just need to go buy a couple more parts at the junkyard, and we'll have that on the road. Probably within the next couple of weeks, depending on how things go.
I'm not how fast you can find the parts.
Yeah, I just gotta go to the junkyard and go get them. There should be. It depends on whether or not I can find a Ram in the junkyard because, geez, they're just as bad as Trans Ams. As soon as they enter the junkyard, they're stripped and freaking gone.
Really? There's a billion of them down here, man.
I saw a Ram the other day.
Up here do not last long in the junkyard. They literally get freaking strip mined for parts quick.
Well, reach out to me if you can't find it.
Because we can find Dodge Dakotas, Durangos, the smaller Dodge trucks, but trying to find the Rams, they don't last long. And anything that is still out there, normally the parts that are on it are only
we don't have
weight
down here,
and scrap.
Yeah, we don't have rust down here, so you can't find
It's
your
not
parts.
necessarily rust. A lot of them just get beat.
Find what you need.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something that I need, it'd be bumpers, because bumpers up here don't fucking last.
Might be a little heavy to ship.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a meet in the middle trip.
Sure.
Speaking of rust and Rams, the other day I went up to the Walmart and parked in the handicap spot. There was a Dodge Ram, what was left of it. Like, I don't understand how the thing was still together in one piece, because there was no rockers on it. There was practically no fenders on it. The bed, you could see light through the bed. Like, if this thing got hit by even a smart car, it was going to crumple like a tin can. There was that little left
my green truck was that bad. There was no rockers on that green truck. The outer rocker, the inner rocker was there. The
Dude,
outer
I don't
rocker
think there was
gone.
any inner left to this. Like,
One pothole
What?
away from coming apart.
Yeah.
dude, probably like, usually like when you see on a truck, like there's that little bit on the fender where it's rusty and like the metal might not be there. Like, no, you could see like straight into the engine bay. Like, I don't
Wow.
know how that thing got inspected and still on the road, but that thing was not safe. Not for the person in it. I mean,
He might
Christ,
have
if
known
he
somebody.
crashed into a phone pole, it's gonna like just crumple right up, and the phone pole will just probably shrug it off.
Maybe they were in the military, and then they just moved up there for the military. Like my brother-in-law's sister live up there in New York, but they drive with Arkansas plates because their home base is in Arkansas, even though they live in New York. So they don't have to get inspections or anything.
I never took notice of the plates, but that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Or maybe they just don't care and drive it anyway.
We'll have to work on the Ram truck this year because I want to make sure I get the bottom of the doors taken care of before they becomes a bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of spots in the top of the wheel arches that are starting to bubble up, and we'll probably take care of those. And then we'll probably again, this is all depending on cash flow, money,
time.
I'd love to rhino line from the body molding down.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, so wherever it's gray on my truck now, because the truck has a bi-color, and so from the body line down is all like a silver gray on my truck, and the top half is that. Honestly, I find it a really pretty brown.
Yeah.
So basically, that body line down and then up over the wheel arches, I'd like to do in. They have that color match rhino lining.
Yeah.
So I would probably color match that silver and just do the silver in rhino lining. And
my mom's
also
neighbor did that on his truck. He's got a one of the new Rams.
And then we'll undercoat the whole underside of the truck. So clean it up and undercoat the whole underside of the truck. Eventually, I would probably rhino line the floor tub too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do plan on having some fun with that
That's
truck.
correct.
Huh?
Probably talking to a driver.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's insulting someone.
See the deer? Watch both sides.
Too
We're in
busy
Deer
staring at the
Alley.
headlights.
Yeah, somebody fond of their high beams. I didn't have the heart to tell them that their nipply situation wasn't going to earn them any XXX movie stardom anytime soon.
Pilot says that he got a new 4K TV this morning, delivered Thursday. Expect that delivery in 2 months.
If TVs are so much cheaper now, you could buy a nice 65-inch UHD 4K TV at Walmart,
like $500
Samsung brand, for like $500 less.
My
which is crazy.
55-inch downstairs, which is just an Emerson, which used to be Walmart brand.
Mm-hmm.
Emerson used to be the Walmart's, exclusive
before they
brand.
got the TCL brand or whatever they have now.
What do they have?
Yeah,
TCL.
Oh, that's their brand now. Okay.
Yeah, Roku.
Yeah. So I had the Emerson. It's a 55-inch. Geez, I bought that Black Friday like 2014.
I was gonna say Emerson. It had to be before, a long time ago.
I think it's 2014.
For a flat
the thing
screen,
still works absolutely perfect. I paid
$500
$500
at Best Buy.
I paid $500 for that 55-inch store brand TV on a Black Friday.
Yeah.
55-inch TVs back then were going for well over $1,200.
Yeah, that was a great deal back then.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is you got to think about that. Okay, so my 47-inch, which is the one that's in my bedroom, also an Emerson, I bought that 2 years before that on a Black Friday deal. And I paid almost $450 for that one. Now, granted, 47 inches 2 years before the 55-inch, that was also a big TV for that year. Because they just get bigger. And the bigger they get, at least the cheaper they get. And it all has to do with the way they make the TVs. Because they make one really, really, really big LCD screen. And then they cut it up into smaller pieces, and that's how they make the TV. So the bigger they can make the LCD screen, the more TVs they can get out of it, so the cheaper the TVs are.
Yeah.
So it used to be like they're creating technology to make bigger and bigger sheets of LCD screen. which again, like I said, is what makes the price of TVs come down.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a really big TV now because they can make several really big TV panels out of one sheet. Before, they could only make one panel per sheet. And so you would end up having to pay the full price for that.
Yeah, now they're making them like they make silicon chips.
Yeah, they just make one giant one and they cut it up in little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess it's about time to get a new one. Because my newest TV is from like 2014. No, I shouldn't say newest TV because Jess has a smart TV that we have in Luca's room because it's only like a 32-inch. That one's newer than mine. It's like a 32-inch. I want to say it's a Vizio. It's a nice TV. The smart feature of it absolutely sucks. We have a Roku put into it anyway. Because the YouTube and all that stuff and Netflix, it absolutely sucks on that TV.
Oh no.
We hated it when we were just using it as a smart TV in her bedroom. It was annoying then. So we ended up
slow to respond and stuff.
Huh?
The buttons are slow to respond.
Oh yeah, everything. It's so laggy, so slow. So yeah, we've put a Roku in it anyway. And the Roku it's still kind of slow, but still, I mean, like,
it's better.
It just makes me realize I'm not giving up my Xbox as my smart version of my TV anytime soon, because the Xbox is so much snappier.
Well, I have the Samsung UHD that I was just saying you can buy at Walmart for less than $500 now, 65-inch, and it works pretty good most of the time for the smart TV stuff. Sometimes it's a little laggy, especially like with Hulu or HBO Max, but with Netflix and all that, it's no problem.
But yeah, so I have no reason to get a newer TV.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the best vision, so a 4K TV isn't going to make my life any better.
I just bought it because it was the same price as the 1080.
And the thing is
so
at this
I was
point now, like if I were to upgrade now, it's almost hard not to find a 4K TV now.
Right.
Yeah.
You would have to, if you were
Standard.
going to spend money now, it's I forgot what they call it. It's like
There's 8K TVs out
8K
now.
8K mirror something.
The curved. You got
it's like $2,800. Yeah. Which most people won't buy because it's not that much different.
No. And it's getting to the point to where the upgrading quality is not something your eye is necessarily going to notice.
Right.
So, but I mean, and the other thing is the one thing I noticed when like Blu-ray came out, okay, and you got to remember that was around the same time that Avatar came out, and we were in I don't know if it was a BJ's or a Sam's Club. I think it was a Sam's Club, and they had one of the Blu-ray TVs out with the really high definition or whatever, and I was looking at it and I was like, there's another reason why I wouldn't want to get a super high def TV, because any movie that you watch now that was made prior to HD TVs being released, it's just going to be a smack in the face anytime they've used CGI or anything, because you can just clearly see the difference. I was sitting there standing there, you could clearly see the difference between the live action part of the shot and all the CGI that was filled in to make it look, not shot on a studio floor.
Right.
It was a scene of the sergeant guy inside the walker, and you can clearly see where the walker was an actual thing, and everything outside the cockpit was all CGI.
Yeah.
It was so crystal clear, like it smacked you in the face, because the definition is so high that, like, before, when you just had, even a 720p or whatever, the definition was low enough, the resolution was low enough that the blur between the live action and the CGI wasn't noticeable. But with it being extra, extra sharp, it's just like, yep, here it is, here's how we did it. Now you can see the little guide wires holding up the spaceship flying through space, Not that's actually, but I'm just using that as a reference. You know, it's like
Yeah.
tricks that they used to be able to use to freaking hide stuff. You can't do it anymore because the high definition screens kind of show it blatantly. But yeah, it is hard to keep up with technology. I mean, this is a prime example right here. Not that you guys can see it, but I mean, you think about it. This laptop that's sitting over here a couple years ago would run circles around a regular PC, and now it struggles to do the basic things of just running web pages.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just shows you how fast. I mean, just think about it. Okay, so you got this cell phone, which is a S9 Plus, which is still already what, 3 years old, 4 years old,
Something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
you know. And then, you know, you take another cell phone that I have with the S5. The S5, try plugging it in and using it today as an actually cell phone, a smartphone, and you'd throw it across the room. Because it's just the amount of processing power and stuff that are in these newer phones is so much better than a phone from 5-6 years ago.
Sure.
You know,
It
so
all depends what
somebody
you're
like
gonna do with
Pilot
it, too.
or whatever, where they're like, oh, there's no reason for me to upgrade. It still does what I wanted to do, until you get a hold of a new phone and you're like, so this is new phone.
Yeah, but if you were just checking your email and
No,
and
because
make phone calls.
even some of those apps have a hard time loading and keeping up because they've updated the app, and the app has grown so much bigger than it was back when that phone was new.
Yeah.
And this app no longer supported.
Yeah, that too. You also run into that.
Yeah, compatibility issues.
Well,
Because
I'm not buying a
we're still
5G
using
phone.
Android 8.0.
I'm not buying a 5G phone until they get better towers up.
I mean, I was looking at the S20s, and
Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, I would see a better reason to get the S10.
That's what I have right now. Is
S20
the
right now,
S10e.
because of the price of the S20 is so high. I mean, to get the equivalent of this phone in the S20, because this was the top of the line phone for the S9.
Mm-hmm.
To get the equivalent of this phone in the S20 is $1,500.
Wow.
That's like new Motorola Razr money right there.
So, you know, the S20 Ultra, I think is what it's called. I forget exactly what. I think that's what it is. Which is the equivalent to the phone that I have sitting here. This one, I think, was $900 new. The other one is $1,500, and that's just, I find that insane.
Though you do use your phone for everything now.
Right.
I mean, most
but
people do.
You got to think about it.
But
that phone costs me almost as much as that computer.
Well, also your new injector system, right?
Well, yeah, but I was talking about. I was comparing apples to apples.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that's as far as pricing.
Yeah,
you know, it took you a
car is
while
cheaper
to
than
get that and to make that big purchase. But as a phone, you're like, you know,
Your average phone
because
costs you
of
what
the
a
fact
great
that I
night
don't
in
see
Vegas
the phone
would.
is worth it.
right.
I don't see a cell phone worth $1,500.
No, well, that's the way it's going now. Like, hey, you want all X, Y, and Z features? Well, give us $1,500, and we'll sell you a phone that we make for $30.
I'm drawing a line at as I'm not paying that price right now.
I remember when I thought $200 was expensive for a phone.
Now that's like nothing.
When I bought my Samsung, what was that? It was the fat version of the Blade. So
wow.
it was you had the Blade, and then they had the not slim design, which they called the A920. It had the big fat speakers on the big fat stereo speakers on the side of it. The Blade and this phone were also the first phone to offer live TV on a screen about yay big. But yeah, it actually did play live TV. I could watch a NASCAR race on it. It wasn't very good, but you could watch it.
Watch a NASCAR race on a postage stamp.
Exactly what it was. It actually decides.
They're not going to see you much.
It's like the little screen that flip phones used to have.
They're not going to see you much, anyways.
Yeah, that had that screen on the front, but inside, I think it was the size of like 2 Post-it notes. But that phone was like 160, I think, new back then.
Yeah.
And I thought that was expensive. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
but that
Now
was way back
Apple
when.
and
That was
Motorola and
2000.
Samsung, they're asking like half decent used car money for a phone that doesn't get you to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I use my phone for work. You know,
well, and
whether
a lot of
it's
people,
this work or the other work,
their laptops.
Us social medias, we use our phones to do what we do.
Sure.
But that phone, for the amount more than you're paying for it, doesn't do enough to validate the price jump.
Sure.
For
the people who use it as their computer, as their
I still don't think
cameras and all that,
if you
maybe
look at the stats for the S20 versus the S10, they're not that much different. The S10 still goes for under 1,000.
Yeah, I have a S10 myself, so
yeah, there isn't that much of the biggest difference is with the camera, and even that's not that big of a difference.
This camera's not bad. My wife, she's
your S10 camera isn't bad. Jess has an S10 as well. Her camera is not bad. But what I'm saying is that there isn't that much of an improvement over the S10 to warrant the $500 increase in price.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's why I won't pay for it. You know, like I have no problems paying for tech that's worth it. I mean, like I said, there's $1,500 sitting over here.
Well, but you have a S9 Plus. There's no reason it's not that much of an increase to warrant the upgrade.
No, there isn't.
Now, if you had an old S6 or an S7 or whatever, and it's time to upgrade.
Now, I have in the past upgrade every 2 years. This is the first year I've held on to this phone a whole year after my upgrade.
Sure.
Because I see no reason to upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in the market looking to upgrade, maybe you could say, okay, well, 1,500, I could,
Well, I mean,
but if you're not
looking
to upgrade,
I can't even warrant getting the S10 at its current price because it's still almost going for its full listed price. It's now 2 years old. It should not be still going for full price.
I got the S10e because I don't like the rounded edges.
The whatever. I would have gone with Jess has the thicker one with the bigger battery. That would be what I would go for. Is not necessarily anything. I would go for more battery life.
This battery's okay. It usually lasts a day and a half. 2 days is very most.
The S9s, forget it. You're getting like 3-4 hours out of it.
Oh, wow.
Jess can be on her phone most of the day, and it'll probably last 10-15 hours.
Yeah, sure.
With
use. Mine's a smaller one, though. Like I said, I got the E because I didn't like the rounded edges. So hers should last even longer than mine.
Yeah, hers lasts a long time. I'm definitely plugging mine in like twice before she plugs hers in. But that would be the biggest thing. I mean, that's like this. I have one of the Galaxy watches, right? I don't even think this thing is charged because I don't have it plugged in. Why don't I wear this every day? I love this thing. Why don't I wear it? Because what's the point of wearing a watch if every 2 hours you have to go freaking charge it?
That's the worst.
You know, I don't want to sit here and have to charge the thing halfway through the day for it to take an hour to charge. You know, especially when it's supposed to be tracking like your steps and all of that stuff. If you can't use the features, then it becomes pointless. So I don't wear it, not because I don't like the smartwatch. I love the fact that, hey, if I'm busy doing something and I hear a notification, all I have to do
you
is
could just be like, nope,
it's
not worth Facebook.
Not worth pulling my phone out to go freaking actually check it. Oh, wait, no, that one is something I need worth it. Let me pick it up and, you know, you can pick up phone call or whatever. I love the fact of having the smartwatch. I don't love the fact that the battery... I'm sorry. A smartwatch battery should last you 24 hours.
My wife has the one that it lasts 24 hours.
Again, Jess has the Galaxy Watch, which is the newer version of this one. It lasts most of the day.
Yeah.
But it does not last the whole day. And it should. It should last from the time you get up to the time you need to go to bed.
Now, are you guys as linked to your phone, or are they a
Yes.
standalone
No,
phone by
they're linked to
themselves?
my phone. It also
my
links to
wife
my
links
car
her
too
phone
if
as
I get
well.
in the car. But
See, the one I can't remember the name of it. The one I got, it's a standalone phone. I can make phone calls and text messages right on the.
If I wanted to pay for it as a separate phone, it can. It can
Yeah, I
have
got
its
Okay.
own phone number, its
One of
own
them they
text
call
message
4G,
number.
one of them they call wireless.
Huh?
The when you go to buy it, you could buy it wireless or 4G. I think.
Well, this one it's actually from AT. This is bought straight through AT&T. Now I don't have AT&T.
So that one's for that one can be by itself.
This was bought for Jess. Okay, it was bought for her. It was bought as a standalone number for her phone. So it had its own phone number. It got its own text message number. It still received text messages and phone calls from your phone too. When it linked Bluetooth to your phone, it would still pick those up as well. But if it didn't have service, like say you walked a certain distance away from your phone, you could still make phone calls.
It disconnect.
It would disconnect from the phone, but it would still be connected to the tower.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Now, granted, I don't have that feature turned on because I'm not paying for a separate line for that watch.
Yeah, it's egregious.
But the thing is it still would make and receive phone calls from my cell phone whenever it's within Bluetooth range of my cell phone. Which that's great because then I could leave my phone on a desk and have it plugged in, and if I'm walking around, I could still get notifications. I didn't have to have the phone on me. But yeah, so it is what it is, but it's I don't end up wearing it because I get tired of trying to find somewhere to charge it. And it's not like I can just plug this into the wall somewhere.
Right, so I got one of those.
You gotta have that special charger
There's a
socket that it
special
sits
dock
in.
that it has to sit on. So if you don't take this with you, which is a pain in the butt, because
Sure.
then I gotta unplug it from my nightstand or desk, because right now it's on my desk. I have to unplug it from my desk and take the charger cord, and because also it doesn't use the same cord as my phone, I'd have to take a separate cord for it. It's just inconvenient to take it with. And I don't want to be out somewhere and then have a dead watch.
Yeah, that is pretty dumb.
It is.
But,
it's annoying.
I mean, something we would
I got all night, retard.
Well, thanks.
You need to have the mute button on you, Chris, because you're going to end up getting me demonetized.
Yeah,
somebody's going to get butthurt, and then I'm going to end up with a freaking yellow monetization. Not suitable
yellow
for
flags
all
waving with disclaimers. Yeah, not suitable for human ears.
That's my wallet you're hurting when you do that.
Our stream of 2021.
Every time I get a demonetized live stream, I'm gonna charge freaking Chris $10.
How many times have you got one?
I have one right now, and I'm fighting it, and I don't know if they've resolved it yet. I have to go double check. I didn't
probably
get
not.
a message saying
Hopefully, it works out better than your TikTok.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
I told you they did it to mine, and man, I was like,
they fixed yours. They brought it back. They didn't even bring mine back at all.
Well, they didn't at first. I had to send them a few messages.
They said I couldn't reply.
Oh wow! They're like, nope, you're not gonna. No, you're done.
So they pretty much blocked them.
Well, yeah, they blocked that one. No, wait, no, hold on, let me check lives. Nope, they're all green now. They're all green, so that one's back. But yeah, no, my TikTok. If you guys checked out my Facebook or my Instagram, I actually posted it there too. I can't post it to YouTube because it has copyrighted music in it.
Yeah,
even Facebook tried to give me a hard time about posting it to Facebook because of
the repost it muted. Yep.
No, there's no point in posting it muted because then it takes the whole freaking point out of the.
Takes everything away from it. Sure.
Yeah, the whole point is that some music goes with the freaking video. And I think it's ridiculous. If I'm not freaking making money off of it, why are you bitching? The thing is politicians and all that, but that's the other thing you guys don't realize. I don't know if I brought it up last time. The bill that we got our $600 stimulus through, there was some sneaky internet language in there as well.
Of course.
That one was due to shoot, which one was the one? It was there was some. Oh, the one that got snuck in with the $600 stimulus was using copyrighted material, even memes. Using memes could get you. It could be a felony with jail time.
Of course.
They snuck
Oh,
that in there.
now
So
do you know if
before it was
memes are
just a
copyrighted
misdemeanor.
or not?
Using copyrighted
brands
material
and
was a
stuff.
misdemeanor. Okay, so you wouldn't get jail time. You could get a hefty fine, but not jail time. Now they've made it that it could involve jail time. So it makes making content pretty scary, because even if you don't realize something is copyrighted, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Even as something as simple as a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't anybody send letters anymore? Yeah, us YouTubers actually
Rarely.
send letters, because we send letters in with our where is that? Oh, Now that I don't have your picture up here. I don't have your sticker up here because it's downstairs on my steps with my soda that I didn't get to drink. Didn't bring up here. Oh, that's good. But yeah, we send letters all the time. In fact, that's actually what this is. This actually is Vistaprint, but I have Straight Six Fans old logo sticker.
Nice.
Speaking of Straight Six fan, before you get too far, are you sending anything to his?
That's what this box was. I was looking for this. Let's see,
Gotcha.
who do I got? I got CamaroCentral.com.
Okay.
These are actually my old business cards. My first logo. So I have a few of those. I have these. I think are my. Yep, these are my original stickers. So these I no longer produce. I have a decent stack of them left. I have more of these business cards than I know what to deal with, though.
That's because business cards are so cheap to make.
Joey66. He's got a Challenger, and these are just a bunch. Like I said, I have more of these business cards than I know what to do with.
Or is your plan just to hand them out at car shows or something?
I used to.
Okay.
I actually originally... Okay, so this goes back to... do you remember that group that I was talking about that I was supposed to be a part of this internet... YouTube youth growth... Not youth, but internet growth... they called it the YouTube Pack. And it was supposed to be, YouTubers? It was supposed to be, everybody grew together. We all promoted each other in our things. No, it ended up being everybody promoted the leader of this, the thing that started this, and he didn't push any of our content or anything like that. And,
that's how
that was who I was on his YouTube live stream and stopped doing mine to do his. And yeah, it got me nowhere. But I made all of these cards because... If you go back to my channel, I want to say 2018-ish, and you'll see, like, I was at Motorama in Pennsylvania. It's the Harrisburg Farm Show Complex, but they have a big car show there. And we were supposed to have, we had a tent there, and a couple people who had cars that were running had their cars there, different stuff. So I had a whole bunch of cards made up to go there. I was supposed to have my name on their banner in their booth. That never happened. I never ended up getting my name on the banner. It was, I don't know. It was pretty, I don't know, kind of BS. Smoke up your skirt kind of thing. Chris remembers, because I'm sure Chris was there when I was middle of all that crap.
Yep.
But anyway, so I ended up buying like 1,000 of those business cards or whatever, because they were supposed to put them out on the table and everything else, and everybody was supposed to take a bunch to hand out when they handed out their stuff. Like, everybody was supposed to hand out, like, when you hand out business cards, you're supposed to hand out your cards plus, the other people in the pact and all of that. And yeah, it just ended up not going anywhere. So I'm still stuck with all these business cards, and I don't use business cards anymore. I have, if you guys remember, I have this thing. This has a little IDF chip in it, and it has all of my social media links on this. So, like, literally, you take this card, and let me see.
I used to love going to that show because somebody that would attend with me, every time one of the girls come up with a giveaway or do you want to buy her outfit or something, would get her panties in a wad because how do you know her? Well, I don't yet, but she might be going home with this. You need a new dishwasher.
Trying to get beat up, huh?
Okay, so when you walk up to somebody, they have their cell phone out, right? This typically uses, so if you have the ability to use your cell phone as a debit card, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay, whatever it is. Okay, so if you have that ability turned on your phone, I've used my phone as a debit card all the time because it's great for when, you know, you forget your wallet at home and you need to put gas in your car. But anyway, so you take this and you put this up behind it, and it immediately takes you to a link with all my social media in it.
Nice.
And instead of
Is it like a QR scanner or
it's an IF or whatever the hell it is. It's an infrared chip. But anyway, so you basically do that, and unlike, okay, so you're talking to somebody, all right, and you're talking to somebody about their YouTube. They asked you about your YouTube or whatever, you know, like say you had your car out or whatever. They liked your car. They wanted to see your content. You hand them a card. What's the first thing you do with a business card when you get it at car shows or
usually put it in your pocket or put it in an envelope
or put it in your pocket, or whatever you can. Envelope, you put it in the bag with all your goodies you're walking around the show with, you know, and then you get home and what happens?
Sits there in a pile until you get around to it. And then,
if you get around to it, if it doesn't just end up in the bag, it never comes out of the bag or goes into garbage, or you know what I mean? It sits in your wallet, you never look at it again. Whereas here, I'm talking to you. You now have this. You can literally click on my Instagram link right here. Like so, you know, we'll go here. You can, let me see if I know what I'm doing here. Click on the link, and it'll take you instantly to my Instagram. So, nice. You know, and then you can sub to it or whatever you're going to do right there, and I'm still talking to you. So I've got your attention while you're doing this. I'm more likely to get you to hit the subscribe button or follow button or, you know, get you to interact with my pages with you standing right there while I'm talking to you than handing you a card for you to look it up later. You know what I mean? And you know, that's if you ever look for it later. I'm more likely to get your attention and actually have something that lasts, you know, by having that than I am by handing you a business card. Not to mention I don't have to print out a freaking 500 business cards for maybe 2 of them to show. What is that? We have shadow puppets. Chris has got shadow puppets going on in his cab there. You got to understand, you guys are there. You have no foreground light. It's all backlight, so everything in front of that Peterbilt sign is going to be shadow puppets. It's the way lighting works. That's why I love it. Like whenever you're doing like Zoom meetings or something for work, and you have the people that sit with the freaking window behind them, it's still a shadow puppet. I'm just gonna say, you're not, unless you have light in front of behind the camera, we're not going to see it.
I think they're trying to do shadow puppets.
Oh, maybe she is.
But it's all Miss Farmy. She's doing it.
Yeah. So when like you have those people in the webcam meetings or whatever where they have they're sitting with the window behind them, and all it does is make them look like the freaking witness protection victims. Because you can't see nothing but the outline of their body. Because you know it is what it is. What is it? Does anybody?
Shouts for Show of the Years could be a hit thanks to Miss Formy.
Oh, I don't even know what she's doing. I can't pay attention to the screen with you guys all on it all the time because it drives me nuts.
She's just moving around because she made dinner and she's eating supper.
Oh, is that what she's doing? So it's food puppets, not shadow puppets. Shadow food. It's like Hook from.
Well, it's a combination
Peter Pan.
of both because every time she bends over to get in the container.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I got to remember to send those stickers out to. I just found them last night when I was going through that corner to set up my to be able to take the measurements to find what I need to do to build my craft table. So yeah, we'll actually start having. I'll actually start filming some stuff for building the models and stuff. I think I'm gonna pick up another model before I do that one, because it's been so long since I've done one that I'd rather screw up on one that's not $40.
Yeah.
Because that model right there, that Firebird one, is $40.
Wow.
Yeah, most of them are like $10-15 that you pick up. You know, they're the AMT or Revell or whatever ones. They're only like $10-15 normally. I'd rather build one of those and mess that up than to start building this one and then have to try to find parts that I messed up on. You know, like on eBay or whatever. But yeah, so I'll probably pick up another cheaper one to go build before I build that one, just to get back into the.
You can go on like I don't know if you ever use eBay, but you can go on like look up which ones they have if you're just wanting to practice one.
Yeah,
and
no, I can.
In this ending soonest or whatever, you can pick one up for like $2.
Yeah. I'm actually looking for a 75 through 79 Nova one as well.
They're a little hard to find.
They're hard,
but I wanted to build one of them myself. So
I in my Nova group, I have people that have them, so I can just contact one of them.
Oh, okay. I bought I've got an engine that's apparently when you get it together, it actually works.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
You can move it.
Some of the versions of this kit have like older versions of this kit. They did in like the 80s. They have that. A lot of the ones in the 80s, they even put little tiny electric motors inside of the engine model that would actually spin an actual drive shaft and would actually spin actual,
Well, this one's a Hemi engine. It's it's an engine model.
Yeah,
and it's clear. And apparently, when you get together, you can move it, and it moves the pistons.
I actually have that one.
Okay.
I also have
it's pretty good.
I also have a really big Model T Ford somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere. It's probably in one of my storage areas. Might be down in the basement, but I actually do have a big Model T Ford that was already started before I got it. So it's one of those ones of they call it a rescue kit.
Funny.
It's when you pick up a kit that somebody's already been into.
Yeah.
They call them rescue kits. You might need to buy new parts for it or whatever, or strip parts back down to the plastic. Might have to fix some broken parts because years of sitting around, stuff like that. But yeah, I actually have those. Those are the only two kits I think I have. I don't think I have the engine one anymore. I don't know where that one is, even if I do have it. I know I have the Model T somewhere, like a 32 Ford Roadster type thing. That's somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. But yeah, that and this one I think are the only two that I have around that aren't built. Because most of the rest of them were in my storage unit, the ones that I didn't have built yet. But they're not hard to pick up and find. I can find them everywhere. It's a matter of right now accumulating all of the stuff that I need, like cements and paints and things like that. This time around, I definitely think I'm picking up an airbrush because a lot of people are using acrylics now instead of enamels. The enamels were great when you brushed them on because they would self-level.
Right, and you wouldn't have the brush lines.
Right, whereas the acrylics, they tend to leave more brush lines. So
the Walmart doesn't carry, well, I don't know about the ones here. We have 3 here in the city I live in. We all live in a pretty small city, but they don't carry model cars anymore.
No. They do at Christmas time, that's it.
Right. But it used to be that's where you went for everything.
We lost our Hobbytown USA. It went under. There are a bunch of Hobby Lobbies popping up all over the place right now, which are great. But the problem is a lot of them run the testers line.
Yep.
Which is the line that I used to use when I did models before.
Sure.
But following a bunch of people on YouTube, hey, Coastal Auto Reaction, got it right this time. He's one of the people in that. Shoot, what do they call that? They call it.
I don't know.
Something not competition.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I like it.
They have that slogan. I like it. Basically, it's promote each other. We're not here to compete
build
with
each other up
We're
instead
to
of being competition to each other. Sure.
Right, exactly. Which is definitely right.
Community, not competition. Is what it is.
I've been that way since way back when. I mean,
that's where it should be.
Jason and Grant get on their feet. I didn't do it for them. I just helped them with stuff that
they
had questions
did the work.
about. Everybody that I've been to, because I mean, granted, I was the biggest channel at that point. I am no longer the biggest channel, but then again, I have not been putting out. I have not earned the growth that they have achieved.
Yeah, if you were putting out videos like they did, I'm sure you would.
Yeah, exactly. I have not pushed myself as much work as they have put forth. So no, I don't. They definitely earned for passing me. That's. There's no jealousy there. There it is. It's community, not competition. That's correct.
Yes, I like that.
Yes,
I like a lot.
But I've always been that way. Way back when, all the way back. In fact, we used to have all of us automotive YouTubers, like the old school ones. I guess I can consider myself old school, except for I am a lot newer school than they were, because they were all in their 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, back when you literally uploaded a clip right after you filmed it, kind of people.
Sure.
Which actually worked a lot better, because if you got a more instant reaction, or like I film a video, and by the time it gets uploaded, it could be 2-3 days, which means I could have already gone back to the shop and worked more since then. So let's say you put something in your video and somebody says, "Oh, wait, this way is a better way of doing it." By the time that you get that information, you could have already been back in the shop once or twice.
Yeah.
Versus the way we used to do it, you could literally be the same night and have that information, because you would upload a clip. You'd be doing some work, and then you would take a couple minutes out of your time. You'd film a little bit, and with the progress that you made, and then you'd upload it. So you could have 3 or 4 videos in a night. They'd only be like 2, 3, 5 minutes, unedited. It'd just be you walking around with a camera showing you what you did and what you were doing. But you could get immediate response back. Same night versus a day or two later, depending on how long it took you to edit the video and put it up. Wow, 50K.
Yeah, they're killing it.
I could only dream of having that much. SWC.
Self-with Cletus. I got it.
I'm used to. Do you know who my friend Pete is? Southwest Rod and Customs. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, his channel was the shit, like way back when. It's still pretty good, but he's in the middle of moving and everything else, so his upload schedule is all over the place, and he's got videos that were coming out that he recorded like a year ago, because his world's all upside down. He's moving from Texas, which is where he's been for like the last, 30 years, and he's moving up to Moab, Utah in a brand new shop. But he does classic cars, custom cars, stuff like that. But his nickname is My Friend Pete. But it's SWRNC Pete is, I think, his YouTube channel. He has like 4 or 5 YouTube channels.
As far as my channel, I'm just now really getting into it. This 2021 is going to be, we got a lot of stuff planned for it. It's going to be different, but
yeah,
I don't know if I'll be doing 60 hours a week or anything like that.
And all that
HD, really getting into it.
HD camera equipment and stuff.
Welcome to Broadus.
Yeah.
Halfway to Pro Agency.
I mean, yeah, you can really seriously dump some time and money into YouTube, but you also have to balance that with what you're getting out of it too. So, but
Sure.
at
Which right
50,000
now I'm not getting
subs,
anything.
at 50,000 subs, depending on his watch time,
Sure.
he could
I'm
be
sure he has plenty of
pulling
watch
back
time.
a pretty good bit. But now that doesn't necessarily mean that he's pulling in what he's putting into it.
Of course. Well, if you add up the time you're putting into it
Well,
too, 60 hours a week.
you can't. I mean, you have to add time into it, but you really
Yeah.
can't because, you know, if this is basically your full time, if you had another job on top of this, I could see that. But if
Sure.
this is your job, you know, it depends on whether or not you enjoy it. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Definitely. Hey,
Good.
good round of applause to you, man. I can guarantee
sure.
you, I am not in the black. I will. This computer cost me more than what I made in YouTube last year.
Well, and like you said before, to be fair, you haven't really, beside your live streams, you haven't been, constant with your
But I mean,
content.
you also got to go back. You
time
got to
in.
go back to when I was putting out videos once a week, if not more than once
Sure.
a week. At one point, I was putting up a video every day. When YouTube first started doing that algorithm BS, where they were promoting, repetition and whatever, I was trying to put out a video every day. That was a pain in the butt. That was. I was still working a full time
it just
job
brings
too.
down the quality of what you could put out.
Right, exactly. And I was still working a full time job.
Mm-hmm.
So it was do my work plus go film something, then have to edit it and upload it before I went to bed. I was up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning just editing. I had no time to even do video games.
Mm-hmm.
No time for anything, and it just sucked. And the thing is no, you weren't getting the. I wasn't getting the views out of it. I wasn't getting the ad revenue out of it. It was not worth going through all of that BS. And yeah, I'd get a couple cents a video. And so no, it wasn't worth it. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to go back to uploading when I have content to upload, and then that's it. If the algorithm doesn't pick me up, it doesn't pick me up. But I did start doing these live streams because of wanting to keep the channel active so it didn't get ghosted.
Sure, of course. Especially since you've made the hit that number that they wanted everybody to hit,
Coastal reaction. I'd love to be able to quit my job and do YouTube full time. Unfortunately, financially, it does not make sense at this point. It just doesn't. Like I said, I make more gross in 2 weeks than I make all year on YouTube right now. So, plus you got to factor in the fact that if I quit my job, I still have to provide insurance for my kids that I have child support for.
It's just not feasible for you right now.
It's not.
But for me,
I would love to.
That's kind of what I did. So we'll see.
But and just got to make content as I go. Everybody is going at their own pace. Everybody is growing at their own rate. Definitely pat you on the back for the job you guys are doing and where you guys are at. Obviously no. Yeah, and you got to make the best with what you got, buddy. And definitely recognize your struggles.
Well, good. If you're able to do it, I'm sure, even though you were doing, obviously you guys are putting a lot of time and money into it, but
yeah, I'm
sure it's a lot less stressful and
that's the reason why
consuming of you to do it a regular job. So,
that's the reason why I would love to quit my job and be able to do YouTube is the fact that you're your own boss at that point.
Mm-hmm.
If you can make it and you can be successful, then yes. Yeah, sure. I'd love to grow, but I also have to have the time and money to be able to put into what I'm producing. And that's the problem is right now I don't have the money for the parts that I want to put on my cars. I was looking at there's a company out there that puts out suspension for the Trans Ams to make them basically not have the body roll that they do in the corners from factory. And I went and looked up the price. Yep, $2,000. Boom, right there, just for suspension, $2,000. you know, and you just start looking at it, and then you just look at it, prices just keep adding up, and you know, it is what it is. You know, I buy it as I can. I mean, this fuel system was a big chunk. Now, the other thing is hopefully by purchasing this fuel system, I'm also investing into my channel and investing into content that will produce views that will hopefully reimburse me for me to be able to get more content. But as far as my content has been in the past, most of the stuff that I spent a lot of money on has not returned any revenue. Stuff that I've spent nothing on has definitely returned revenue. I mean, you look at I keep going back to it. The heater core video for my truck. It's a $35 heater core part.
Something you had to do anyway.
Right. And I'll tell you what. Most of the stuff on my channel is stuff that I've had to do anyway. Sure. Almost everything. I don't go out and go do stuff just for my channel because I don't have the money to spare to do that.
And that's okay.
Yes, it is. Like I said, everybody's on their own race, their own path. But like for me to go to Motorama that one year, that was $300 for me to take Chevy, myself, and my kid, plus everything that we needed to get in and go do what we needed to go do. I think I made 50 cents off that video. So you know what I mean? Like cost versus reward was not there. Let me catch back up on what Coastal Auto Reaction is saying here. Thank you for let me know when you mention me, and we definitely mention you on this channel. I just don't have as many eyes watching as you guys do, but I do try to help out everybody. I put out a few
shout out channels all the time
when he was trying to get above a certain point as well. I like his channel. Weird Beard has a really good channel, which I think is one of his buddies.
It is.
I'm anxiously waiting for another one of the. I think it's a Buick, that blue and white car that he's working on. Definitely anxiously waiting another video on that one. Yeah, and we know that YouTube is your full-time gig, and hopefully you can jump like Coastal Auto Reaction did. Your content's pretty good too. Got to be honest to Nick from that Canadian guy that does the garage with all the Mopars. Is that the same Nick? Because he helped Jason out too, from old car guy. Jason took his heads for his one car up there to get worked on. He got a shout out on his video.
Cool.
There you go, Cletus. You got mentioned today in filming.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. That's really awesome.
Nice.
Plus having friends like Rob Pitts. I don't know who Rob Pitts and Randy.
Randy's from
Auto Auction Rebuilds. I'm not sure if I watched that.
Right.
I'll have to go check them out. I don't think they're on my radar.
Auto Auction Rebuilds?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Morsky
Repair
cool.
I've run into.
What he does is he goes and he'll buy stuff at
Copart.
What's the junkyard auction? The
Copart?
Junk auction. Copart. And he rebuilds it or fixes just enough to sell it to Weird Beard or whatever. And
yeah, maybe he's the one that I saw. Is he the one that sold the yellow Mustang to Weird Beard?
I don't remember that one.
There was a
I know he sold the blue and white car.
Like 03 to 05 Mustang.
Maybe he sold the blue and white car to him. He sold that the truck
Corvette?
that got the Matco paint job to him.
I think that is all right. So no, do you know what? I think I know who Auto Action Rebuilds are. I do believe I know who they are. They also got that. Did they the ones that got the Corvette? No, Coastal's the one that got the Corvette.
No, the Corvette that was given to him, the Swamp Corvette.
Yeah,
that was Auto Action Rebuilds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know who
I just get so confused because there's so many new channels that I've been exposed to in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, because we're always on here talking about them.
Keeping track of which one is which.
Well, just like you told me, he's about to send it Steve, and man, I watch that all the time. He's got pretty good content.
In fact, oh crap, I don't have it up here. I have my hoodie. I have one of my older hoodies. You can tell the generation of hoodie, but by what's on the back.
The blue and white car is a '59 Dodge. That's what it was.
Oh, it's a Dodge. Yeah. But you can tell the generations of my shirts and hoodies by what's on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So like this isn't the current generation. This is the generation before that one.
Yeah. Well, now you got to add your TikTok too, right?
No, I don't think I'm going to. And then this is this is the current generation where the big picture is on the back with a little tiny Instagram and YouTube logo, and then I just have the pocket logo on the front, which now I have to put that back up there. I just messed myself up. But yeah, I now have the big design on the back and a little design on the front. I used to put the big design on the front and all of the social media stuff on the back. People said they didn't like that, so I switched it, put the big logo on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Which we're going to have to come up with a brainstorming idea for merch for this year, because I need to find something that's people are wanting to buy and would like to wear. I mean, I don't think my designs are bad, but
No.
they're definitely not stirring up any people want to have it. But anyway, so Chris has got to get some stuff. Chris has got to get some new stuff. I'd like to see him start working on that Ford, and he's got that NASCAR with that he's going to try to make a street legal road car out of. He's got some cool stuff, and but he's got to have time.
Well,
to
he
go
could
to
just
film.
do a walk around on all the cars he has.
Oh
That'd be a
yeah,
cool
that would be
video.
freaking awesome to do a walk around of all the cars.
Especially Miss Formy's car.
But I
Come
don't know
on.
if they have them all in one place. That's the only problem.
Well, even if they did some in, 2 different videos or whatever, they could do.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome videos.
The VinWiki Rabbit. I don't know VinWiki Rabbit either. So that's the other
Another
thing.
one to check
a
out.
lot of the times I don't follow foreign car channels.
Yeah, I'm not huge on them, but I follow some.
There's a channel that I just saw. They had was it a father son build their own garage or whatever? Looks like he does mostly Volkswagen and BMW stuff. But I just followed it I didn't follow. I just watched it for the garage videos. Mainly because I'm interested in that stuff. We're looking to get a place, and hopefully a place with a garage. Then I don't have to worry about that. Then my cars will be where I'm living, and I can just run out, and even if it's only for a couple hours a night. The problem is right now when you live a half hour, 40 minutes from where your cars are at,
Yeah.
you're an hour and a half on the road. It doesn't make much sense to go up there for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something. A lot of the bigger channels don't even bother. But sometimes, though, you can get on a bigger channel, and even if they do mention you, you won't get anything out of it unless you're on their channel a few times. Because there's even Street Speed. Okay, there's been channels that Street Speed is shouted out, and it's the same way. If you see them once, you're less likely to go and check them out. Versus if you see them a few times on a channel, it's like, okay, so I was watching, I think it was Junkyard Digs or whatever, and he has that group of people that he hangs out with. The first time that I saw that group of people, I didn't necessarily check them out, but when they kept reappearing and I started liking their personality and stuff, I went and checked out their stuff, found out I liked their content, and that's how that works. Sometimes you don't end up following a channel because you see them in one video. Sometimes it takes a couple videos of you seeing somebody before you're like, you know what, I want to go check them out too. And that's the same thing with like even people on here. I could have somebody on here once. It doesn't mean everybody's going to go check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it does help, put the name out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys are on my, it's kind of sucks that Big E doesn't have a channel to promote to, but,
I do.
You do, but you don't put any content out. You have a channel, but not a content creator. Yet. Still push you. You could do video games, and you'd be fucking make a killing. With how much you get frustrated at video games, man, you'd be hilarious to watch.
Oh yeah, but we're up and down and left and right, and
it doesn't matter. You just have a constant yellow monetization. But if you have a following big enough, at that point you're not worried about what YouTube pays you. You don't worry about what YouTube pays you. At that point, you're making money in merch and everything else. You make
my
more money
son
in live
started doing
streams
Twitch.
from people, donating to you because of your freaking, you're just entertaining to.
If you're gonna do the video games, Twitch is the way to go, man. My son just started doing it. He's already almost at the monetization point. So
yeah,
I mean, he started
video
doing
games
it
is the
last
biggest.
week.
I think video games is the biggest growth in YouTube. It's the hardest to get going, but once you go, you just up you go.
Yeah.
It's like jumping into the jet streams in video games where you got that little freaking and you walk into it and the next thing you know you're at the top of the map. So he's got 3 collabs coming in 2021.
Yeah. Maybe you should do one with him and make it a 4th.
I don't even know where he's at.
A specific time, I think.
So he might be over on the other side. He might be in Cali.
I would say from the. I'm sure he's still listening, but I would say from the accent, I would say either Canada or the Dakotas or something like that.
Yeah. So that's a little far from me.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying
it's hard enough to be able to get freaking collabs with people that live in my area.
Maybe you can get them on one of these.
Huh?
Get them on one Sunday show.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? I have no problems having anybody up here in the Sunday show. The more people we have up here chit-chatting, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I said, I normally will extend the invite to come up here on screen.
He says they're coming east
been
as well,
in the chat a few times that I know are like good characters, because the more people you have up on screen chit chatting, the better it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania. And hopefully this car back here will be up and running by summer. For me making big purchases to get a car running, I got some investment in getting that car back on the road now.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't tangle myself in here. I mean, last year most of my funds went into getting this computer up and running. So that way I could edit videos. That was the other problem, Cletus, was getting the software up and running just so I can make videos. Because I couldn't even edit videos because my computer was just that much of a sandbag.
His live streams used to be fun when shit would crash.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
My live streams would the channel would crash. The freaking my whole computer would crash. It was. If you look at my live streams, like the beginning of end of 2019, they were horrible. And it wasn't the fact that I don't know how to live stream. It was the fact that my hardware was so bad that it couldn't handle.
We were going episode whatever A, B, C, and D attempt.
Oh yeah, we would end up with like 3 or 4 takes. Like I'd upload take 2, take 3, take 4 out. Do not screw up. We'll come back next week. Let me see if I can figure out some other way to freaking make what I have work somewhat. I would love to do these long mile trips, coastal auto direction, but right now I have would you consider it me 3 vehicles or 4 if I don't include the Kias?
If you don't include the
Kias aren't mine. They're not mine.
I would say you're 2.5. Because your Pontiac, you're this close to get back on the road. Your Dodge, you're that close. The Nova, you're.
But the Nova is 2 cars.
Yes, but it can make
4 titles.
Okay.
I have 4 titles. The Trans Am the Trans Am needs suspension work. It needs the engine to run and idle and all of that stuff.
Well, let's put it this way: the Dodge and the
together.
Trans Am you could have running within one day if you really had the time and wanted to.
No, I could not have I could have the Trans Am run it. Oh no, I'm still waiting for parts.
Well, I'm just saying
if I had all the
everything.
parts, I still don't think it'd be a one-day project. I have not seen one person on YouTube be able to put the EFI system in their car in one day.
That's a challenge for you, man.
No, it's a challenge for me, but no, because there's doing it quick.
Costs a lot of money.
There's doing it quick, and
You
then
don't
there's
mess
doing
up.
it right. And there's a lot of things to screw up if you do it wrong. So at that point, is it worth rushing through it just for, you know, like if I've done a few of them, I would say if I've done a few of these sniper EFI systems, I could see doing that. But this is my first time with it, with everything else, and I don't want to mess it up, especially not on that car.
Yeah.
And that engine, because that engine is expensive. I mean, you got to think about it. That's a 76 Pontiac 400 that's already that's cammed, stroked. No, not stroked. Cammed, bored, and the heads are shaved. And putting the cam in it that's in it requires a bunch of work as well, because you can't use any of the stock valve train parts. So I screw that up. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's an expensive mistake.
And I don't have money to throw away either. I screw something up, I'm gone for months.
Yeah.
I've got months before I can recuperate. Let's see, I am getting lost in the chat at the moment.
All right. Yeah, it looks like Firebird has dropped out of what he said he would be, but he's
we
still
knew,
in the chat.
we were glad for him to be here as long as he did.
Sure. That was,
It depends on what rules. Postal reach
Probably
out on
rules
Instagram,
for
maybe
their
can meet
trip
you
they're doing,
at
I
your
would assume.
stops. I have much more time now that I don't have a job. What's depends on the rules? Rules of what?
I would assume that they're talking about their trip. So.
Oh, are they having a specific thing they're doing?
I'm not exactly sure.
Maybe they're doing a like a run. Oh, I heard like the Power Block Tour is not going to be in the United States this year.
What?
The Power Tour?
Really? Hot Rod Power Tour?
Was it the Power Tour or was it
Super Chevy?
No, it would have been the only other one that Chris would have mentioned would have been the Firebird one.
COVID rules. Yeah, that makes sense.
Wear your masks, stand 6 feet apart, yell at each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, there's different rules depending on where you go as well.
Yeah, that's watching Junkyard Digs and Vice Grip Garage and all them do the Power Tour in 2019 when they got the GTO finally up and going.
Yep.
That was fun. I've always wanted to do the Power Tour, but I've never had a car that I felt comfortable taking that far from home.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, not having the money to get it back home. If it breaks. I think for me to want to take now I did take the TA. I took the TA all the way out from I live out in I would say like not all the way east PA, but I would say like east central PA. And I drove all the way out to Dayton, Ohio with the TA after only owning it for 6 months. Though after taking it apart now, I don't think I would have felt as comfortable freaking taking that car that far in the condition that it was in. Now knowing what that condition was.
Yeah.
Knowing that the front driver's side of that car was so rotted out that I'm surprised that it was even holding the front end of the car up off of the wheel.
Oh dear.
Did you remember seeing the pictures of it when I tore that front corner apart? That whole freaking front core support and that front wheel well was so freaking Swiss cheese that some of it wasn't even there.
Grody.
Coastal says he has to run, so
all right, see you later, Coastal. But yeah, I don't know, and we'll see what 2021 holds. I'm definitely going to try to make it out to the cars more often. Definitely, God, if we end up getting a home with a garage, that would be so much better because then I can just, run out to the garage at the end of the night and tinker for a while.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to sit here and, play these games or whatever. The other thing is getting these cars legal and everything can make it easier too because I can work on stuff at home, and whatever, or I can go out and go like Senate Steve has those off-road runs that he does. That park's only like a half hour or 40 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm.
Where Senate Steve's taking the Jeep. geez, I could take the truck out there. The truck will handle some of the smaller obstacles, maybe not the big obstacles, but it'll handle the stuff he was doing in the Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Some of that stuff, man, phew, I wouldn't do that to my vehicle, but some of it's like, yeah, that'd be fine.
You got to think about it. Send it, Steve. That he probably has next to nothing except for parts into that thing.
Right, he probably picked them up for less than $1,000
Exactly.
and making more than that on the video.
He picked them up to beat on them. Do
Right.
I want to beat on my truck? No. Would
That's
I pick
what I was
up a
saying.
beater to do that if I had extra cash? Oh, hell yes, I would.
Of course.
But I don't have.
If you
extra
could go
cash.
pick up $1,000 vehicle and just make sure it's running and semi-safe and go beat it up for YouTube, I'm sure you would.
Oh yeah.
But
And the thing is if you pick up a CJ or anything like that, most of them are capable right out of the box to do a good bit of fun.
The Toyota 4Runner, the CJs, YJs, all of them.
I mean, even if I had found a ratty version of my truck, it would definitely be capable enough of doing a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially when it still had the knuckles instead of the CV axle. So
yeah, mine still has the knuckles. So
yeah, them things are beasts, man. They're just killer.
I've
the
thrown.
CV axles are good too, but they end up breaking.
I have thrown that truck into water holes that were 1.5 feet deep at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Now,
the newer ones with the CV axles,
if you're not wearing your seatbelt, you're going to end up relocating in different parts of that truck by the time you get out of the other side of that hole. But it was fun.
I've got a couple mudding videos on my channel. I like doing that. I don't do the mountain stuff.
That's more of what I want to do with that truck is mudding versus rock crawling. But I'd like to do some. I'd like to do.
It's still hard on them.
I don't want to rock crawl with it. I'd like to do some trail rides with it.
Yeah.
You know, I some minor rocks, some steep hills, you know, stuff like that. Sure. Do I want to do like the axle twister freaking rock crawls? No, not in that truck. Number one, it's too big, too wide. Yeah, it's not a perfect candidate for rock crawling.
Yeah.
Plus that truck's in too nice a shape to be rock crawling with it.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, I thought it was right outside your room. Do you really need to run?
I mean, I can run, but I won't be running for long. But
we're gonna time you, so we'll see.
We're gonna mute you so that way you're not. We don't accidentally hear.
Watch this cat jump up on the keyboard or something.
Yeah, right. Cat starts twerking.
Well, I may or may not, I don't know for sure yet, be getting a 1976 Stingray Corvette.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Gotta watch the bird cages on those.
I'm not sure what that means.
Bird cage is the metal skeleton inside of the fiberglass.
Right. Well, this is Arkansas, so we shouldn't have a problem with that. But yeah, definitely be checking on that.
The only other thing then you got to watch out for, being in a hot, dry climate, is making sure that the fiberglass is still good too.
Yep.
Because that stuff will delapidate.
Well, and Arkansas is actually really humid, so I don't think we'll have a problem with that.
Arizona.
No. Arkansas is so humid that when it's 30 degrees outside, it feels like it's -2. Like I've been in like Minnesota and stuff like that in the negatives, and that's what it feels like in Arkansas because it's so humid out here. The wet just gets in your face. I mean, it's in your lungs and everything. So
sometimes I wonder about Chris. I'm not even understanding. Deeper than the whole of a commercial cat. Prices they charge for simple smack. I don't get that. Whatever.
So who knows, man? Maybe he's talking about a Caterpillar engine, or I don't know.
No idea. Oh, pilot's got freezing fog. That's what Chris was running through that he was sharing pictures from earlier.
Wow, it usually doesn't get that cold here. So
it's cold. I guarantee you. I can't see outside, but yeah, there's definitely snow on the road.
It's so humid in Arkansas. You could sit down in a cup of ice water, and within 10 minutes there'll be water. You have to use coasters here because the water.
Yeah, you have to do that up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a reason why these aren't here just for looks.
Yeah.
They're here so that way my desk doesn't get freaking cup rings all over the place. Oh. But yeah, what time is it?
Well, the 76, I've been doing a little bit of research on it. The engine that it has in there from the factory, it comes with about 180 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's so about as much as the Kia Soul we have out there.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is when it
But they
comes
look
to
cool.
that stuff, when it comes to classic cars, because of the fact that, you know, unless you're buying something that is a rare car, I never worry about what comes in them. My concern is when I'm looking to buy something that old, like my Nova. If I was really worried about what came in my Nova, I wouldn't have bought the one that I did. But the thing that's cool about buying one like the one I have, which was an inline 6, plain Jane, nothing special about it. It's a clean slate.
Sure.
You can literally do whatever you want with it because of the fact that you don't have to worry about keeping it in a specific way because of its value. If I had anything like this, yeah, it's a Trans Am. But it's not an SE, it's not a 10th anniversary car, it's not something that, because of what it is, holds value. It's just a Trans Am. I can throw whatever motor I want in it. I can throw whatever interior I want in it. I can do just about whatever I want to it because it's nothing super special. You know, it's like I said, it's weird when you have a car that is something special because you're almost afraid to do anything with it. Because if you change it, well, now it's not what it's special. It's no longer what it is special for. You know, if you've got a NASCAR pace car, what can you do with it? You change anything on it, and it's no longer, you know what I mean? It's no longer a collector value.
You have to be very careful on what you do with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't change the paint. You can't make it a different color. You can't change the graphics because, again, then you're losing what it is. You know, it's got an identity already. You can't give it one. You know, versus you picking, you know, let's go 4th gen Trans Ams. You pick a WS6 Trans Am. Okay? If you change anything, if you change the suspension or the engine on that car, it's no longer a WS6. You know? It started out as one,
sure.
but it's no longer coming, you know, okay. My truck's another good example. My truck is not a plain Jane Dodge Ram 1500. Okay, it's the off-road edition. So technically, if I change anything with the suspension, so if I put a lift kit on it, well, now besides the skid plates that come on at stock, I have basically taken 90% of what made it the off-road edition, which is the 3-inch extra lift from factory. You know, the only other thing that's, you know, you get the 3-inch extra lift, the bigger diameter shocks, and you get a gusseted front axle, plus the underguards on the tank, the tank, the transfer case, and I think there's one in the front too. I don't think I have the one in the front anymore. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, that's what makes it the off-road edition. Plus, you get a sticker on your back tailgate. But like I said, so if you put a lift kit on that, which most lift kits give you the shocks, they give you you know all. The only thing you really have left from the off-road edition is the gusseted front axle and the underguard, and that's if you can still run the underguard after you put the lift kit on it. You know,
I got that. If you want to share the screen there, that's the picture of the.
hold on. I gotta unmute poor
Stingray.
There we go.
Thank you.
So this is that's pretty.
Yeah, as you can see, at the front there.
Is the wing factory?
Say again.
Is that wing factory on that car?
I don't know. I don't know much about it, truthfully. I know the wheels are ugly, in my opinion, but
those are center lines. Those are actually expensive.
On that car, I think it's ugly.
Yeah,
I would like that on
like
a Nova or
something like my Nova.
Sure, that'd be perfect.
But if those are actually center lines, they look like center lines to me. They're drag wheels, is what they are. Which that car looks like it was set up to go drag racing.
It has T-tops and all that, so but it has that.
T-tops actually were really common on those cars.
Right. It either had the T-top or I think this was the last year the convertible for a while.
Yeah, they had the convertible, they had the T-top, they had the Targa top, or the hard top.
So it is the Stingray, but it's still the smaller engine. So like I said, 180 horsepower.
The Stingray, I think, at that time period, just like my Nova, was just an appearance package.
Right.
Unfortunately.
So, but looking it up, from what they said, it should be worth. If I wanted to resell it after, they said it in rough condition $3,000, and in top condition between 16 and 20. So.
Yeah. They're not super, super desirable. They are a pretty car, though. That's why I said
I think it looks cool. Like I said,
that car
that's
right there,
blow.
that car right there would be awesome for an LS swap.
Oh yeah.
Put a modern Corvette drivetrain underneath of that car, and oh my god, does that still have? That does not have the rear-mounted transmission in that car at that point, right?
No.
I don't know. I really don't know anything
LS
about
swap would be even more perfect because you can run any LS platform car engine in that. Can you imagine running an LQ4 in that car? 400 horsepower with a cam and freaking... Well, actually, they run 600 horsepower with a cam and heads. With an LQ4.
Mm-hmm.
Cam and heads, and you're at 600 horsepower, and that car would be screaming.
Oh yeah.
Did we lose Cletus? Is he still moving?
I don't think so. No.
He looks pretty still.
Yeah, he do.
Somebody get out the defibrillator.
He is the dead.
Oh, that sucks. Though he doesn't have a weird face. He's just kind of chilling. Oh, and he's gone.
Not anymore.
Oh, yep, he says it down there. He has some internet issues.
I guess.
We're having all of the luck tonight.
Clearly.
But anyway, yeah, you throw even a smaller LS. Even
like a 5.3 or a 4.8.
I don't know if I go... Well, 4.8 would still be an improvement for that car, but I don't know if the horsepower versus the work involved would be worth it.
Well, I mean...
Because you'll be right about where you're starting now. 4.8's probably only going to get about 200 horses.
Oh, nonsense. This thing's got to make more than that.
Maybe turbocharged.
For a Vortec, let's see.
I don't know LSs that much. I would not sit here and
see, that's the engine from like the Express vans, 285 at 5,400 RPM.
Oh, that's still not bad then.
Yeah, I mean my 5.3 it's rated for 330, 315 on
the LQ4
gasoline. LQ4 is the 6.0.
The 6.0 iron block.
Yeah.
I think the LQ4 is the one that was in the Cadillacs, but I might be wrong.
Cadillacs.
Yeah, the Escalade.
Oh, like the Escalade, yeah. LS family Gen 3, 6.0, iron block truck engines, compression ratio 9.4 to 1, horsepower rating 300 to 330.
They can make a lot more than that.
Well, yeah, but
there is a high performance version of the 6.0.
Well, yeah.
Pilot says that was the L82. I'm not exactly sure what we were actually talking about that is referring to as the L82 because we just went over like 4 different engines in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Hang on. There's a big ass chart on Wikipedia. Tell you just about anything. He said L82.
Yeah.
82. Why am I not using the find on page feature? I have no idea.
Who knows?
82. No, I'm not talking about lift. Crap, I just got rid of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see. Oh, come on. Erg. L82. L82 is one of two 5.3-liter V8s available in the 4th gen Chevy Silverado and Sierra. Blah blah. Active fuel management.
Okay, so that's the 5.
Yeah, that is rated for 355 and 383 torque from the 2016 to the 2018.
76 Stingray has the L48.
That's not going to show up on this tab.
No, that's old school. But 76, none of the engines were making that much freaking power.
Oh God, no.
I mean, geez. I mean, you look at the Cadillac was making 185 for 500 cubic inches.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I said, in that generation Stingray, you're not buying it for what's under the hood now. Those are perfect. And in my opinion, anything from the smog era. Okay, so anything from like 72 on up to to today are perfect for LS swaps.
Mm-hmm.
Because those engines were so underpowered to begin with that anything you put in them is an improvement.
Yeah.
And some of them Stingrays, like my favorite is like the 82.
Mm-hmm.
81, 82, maybe 80. I just liked that style. So, and also the 76. That I like that style.
Yeah.
And
oh, holy
crap!
crap!
My favorite Corvettes was that generation of Corvette. But the problem is they were plagued with electrical issues and underpowered and everything else. But
well, yeah, everything around that time was underpowered.
In today's day and age, all you need is the body.
Yeah.
Until they start reproducing that generation Corvette body, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, at that point, that's what you would want to put into, because then that's fresh fiberglass and everything else. You're not working with, 40-year-old fiberglass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so those generation Corvettes are some of my favorite cars. But performance leaves something to be desired. I would definitely, if I had one of those Corvettes, I would definitely LS swap it and not even freaking care. Because by the time you end up putting like a 454 in them or a 427, you might as well have dropped an LS, make more power.
Yeah, make more power for cheaper. And if something breaks, parts are more readily available.
The biggest problem I have with LSs is they are one hell of an ugly motor.
Well, yeah.
I know there's ways of dressing them up, but stock, they're ugly. Most people, when they do the first swap the first time, they don't really have the money to put in the looks. It's more of getting the swap done.
Yeah, I mean, all the LSs now, they have plastic intake manifolds, bare aluminum valve covers, just like my truck.
The coil packs right on top of the freaking valve cover. The fact that the aluminum looks like an inside-out skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
I like my engines where the outside of the block is smooth, but the LSs, they have that like milk crate look.
Yeah, from the casting marks.
Yeah, well, it's just the ribs to give the freaking engine strength, since it's aluminum.
Yeah.
It's like an inside-out freaking milk crate.
Mm-hmm.
I just find them very unattractive. But when you come down to it, you're 150 horsepower out of the classic engine, or go with 500-600 horsepower out of a modern engine. I mean, it's I mean, if I could get 500-600 horsepower out of my Pontiac, then I would be going LS, as well. But the Pontiac, the Trans Am's a little different because of the shaker and everything else. It's really hard to replicate that.
Mm-hmm.
The Nova, on the other hand, I'm willing to go LS. I'm going to hate myself. I'm going to kick and scream the whole way, but I'm going to love it when I push the freaking pedal down.
Yeah, and it just pins you to the back of the seat.
And you can make the LSs sound really freaking sick.
Well, of course.
Is it going to sound like an old school engine? No.
Of course not.
You can almost get the smell out of it by not running cats with it.
Well, hello.
Hello. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Yeah, my computer actually crashed. I thought it was the internet, but nope, computer just froze up.
Yeah, we were just sitting here talking engine choices. We were saying about the fact that your car is a perfect candidate for dropping in an LS.
Yeah, I heard most of the conversation. I
And then
think.
we were discussing what LS motor would be good in it, and I was like, "Can you imagine an LQ4?"
No, LS9, man.
Which one's that?
I don't know.
That's the supercharged one from the C6-01.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go with the C6 CR1 engine. I'm telling you, if I can swing it, if I could somehow find my way getting a hold of an LSA.
Well, you don't want titanium connecting rods and forged pistons?
No. I want the supercharger. I want the
C6-01 is supercharged.
Yes, I know, but that engine's fucking ridiculously expensive.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And there are not as many of them. I am more likely to find an LSA out of a Camaro or a CTSV than I'm going to find an engine out of a very rare Naked Lucy. There's a twerking cat behind you.
Oh, you ain't seen twerking yet. Get it. Look at it go.
Our cats absolutely do not care about the freaking laser light, but my 3-year-old does.
You sound like you're about to say don't care about the LS. I'm like, why would they? They're cats.
Right.
But no, if I had to pick one of these modern supercharged engines, I mean, the LSA makes freaking 600 horsepower, 700 horsepower right out of the box. You know, and there's a bunch of freaking stupid people wrecking them all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah.
You know, Copart's full of them.
Well, like the LS7 stuff like that, they're cheap.
Yeah.
You can pick one up for less than $1,000 with computer and everything. Fuel injected, ready to roll.
Well, LS7, which one's that?
That's like the basic.
Is that the
No,
engine.
it's
I mean,
not
that's
basic. It's the one from the C6-06 Corvette. It's the
well, the LS7 you can find in the Silverados. You can find in like the Tahoes and all. You know, it's the 5.3. You can find it in everything.
No, it's not. No, LS7 is from the C6 Corvette.
I'm going to be a little bit of a PETA. I want above 5.7. I want something above 350.
Maybe I'm thinking LS. Let me see.
You know, you gotta think about it. I'm still a muscle car guy at heart, and a 5.3 liter is like a 305.
Let's see.
Like 320 something, I think, in actuality, but yeah.
7?
So it's something like that. It's around that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna put 5.3 liter on the side of my freaking car. I'm gonna put it in cubic inches, and putting 320 on the side of my big horsepower car is a little different than putting 400 cubic inches, or even if it's a 350 or 383.
Yeah,
because the 383 is that's the well the 6.0 is the 383.
Yeah.
Because 6.6 is 400 cubic inches.
All right.
So 6.0 is
the one I'm thinking of is the LS1, actually. Okay.
Huh.
That's the one that goes in all the Tahoes and all that
yeah,
stuff.
LS1 is your standard
5.7 liter.
Mm-hmm.
LS2, I think, is the updated heads. I think. I don't know. I don't know them that well. I mean, and to sit here and try to think that I do is...
LS2, it's just a newer version, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's the updated heads, isn't it? With the crossover intake.
This chart does not say. It is more horsepower, though. LS1 is 305 to 350. LS2 is...
Is it still 5.3?
Nope, 6.0.
Okay. So yeah, so the LS2 is what you'll find in the delivery vans and the trucks. The LQ4 is what you find in that. The LQ4 is a high output version you find in like the Cadillac Escalade and that stuff.
I want to say high output. It's less horsepower, but it's iron block aluminum heads.
All right, no, that's not the LQ4. There's one version that's the 6.0 that has the higher horsepower and is in the Escalades. I think the LQ4 then is the one that's in the delivery vehicles.
L96 maybe. It's 60 322 to 360.
Maybe. I'd have to research, find out what's in the Cadillac Escalades.
LS2 390 to 400. That's a 60. LY6 too. It's 385. Or I'm sorry.
Here, not 20 miles from me, there is a LS motor for $400.
Well, you can find LS motors. I mean, but the thing is LS is such a broad term.
Sure.
It's looking for specific ones.
Yeah.
There are specific ones that are worth building and ones that are not. And if you're just going to keep it stock, sure, any LS motor will do. But if you're looking to build one, there are certain, and it depends on what your application, like if you're going to boost it, if you're going to throw turbos on it and stuff, sometimes the 5.3 and the 4.8 are better applications than the bigger ones.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if you're just looking to make just raw, naturally aspirated power, then obviously you're going to want the bigger displacement ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kind of stuff you could do with it.
Yeah. Okay, so
a lot of the LS, like the GL40 LSs and all that, like the Vortex and all, a lot of people are putting them in like S10s and stuff.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, any V8 and the S10 is going to make it move quick.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, I think them fit better is what it is. Like the old 5.3 liter Vortex.
Oh wow! In the 2006 to 2014, you can get an LFA V8. Oh, no, that's a hybrid electric engine. Never mind. LZ1 V8 6.0. That's another hybrid electric one. Never mind. L92. The L9H was the E85 version.
Mm-hmm.
And the L94. And those were 6.2 liters, so they were pushing 390 cubic inches.
Yeah, 380, 390, something like that.
Need to plug this in.
And you're getting like 10.5 or 10.9 to 1 compression ratios.
You're just gonna probably clean it up and turn around and sell it.
Yeah, I think so. My goal is.
It depends on what your goal was. Again, yeah. If your goal was YouTube content, cleaning it up and selling it isn't going to be worth the content.
It could be a little bit of content, not much. Just play around
money out of it. Then yeah, the quicker you turn around and flip it, the faster your investment.
Well, the goal is to do both. So I do want to sell cars. That's I like doing that. It's pays the bills. So the goal is to this year to have a project old style car that I could sell and have
that the channel can cling to.
Right. That I could flip and sell, and then still have the newer cars that I could sell quick and still make my money. But as far as YouTube, I will be concentrating on them flip cars that are the older cars that I want to try to get to either a everybody project status or just above that.
Yeah.
So take one that needs some work and
kind of like what Vice Grip Garage does. Corvette Ben does.
Junkyard Digs, all that stuff.
Have you seen Corvette Ben?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, he's got a gorgeous. I mean, granted, his name is Corvette Ben. He does mainly work on Corvettes, but he has an absolutely gorgeous patinaed Cadillac, like old school.
I like Cadillacs.
Old
square bodies, Cadillac. Right? Oh, really old, like 66 sleds.
Yeah, like it's a V8 car.
Yeah, well, V8 could go to 7. I mean, they did V8 front-wheel drive.
It's a Caddy. It's either a 427 or 472 or a 500 cubic inch car. But
or 425, right?
Huh?
Or 425?
No, this is a bigger. It's one of the bigger ones. 425. It's still the same block. 425, 472, and 500 were all the same block.
So it's newer than a 78.
No,
or
it's
older than 78.
It's older.
That's what I meant to say.
You're talking. It's either I think it's like a 58.
Okay.
It's old.
Still got the fins in.
No fin. I don't think this is fins. I think this is not fins.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me half a second. I will find it.
Yeah, 78 to 425. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I had a 78 Eldorado with 425. That thing was very dependable, but it was not fast.
No, that's because it's been. You got to understand that block was detuned. Yep. I mean, my caddy was a 73. They made 185 horsepower out of 500 cubic inches that year.
But you couldn't keep the bumper from falling off. But besides that, man, that thing, the motor and transmission was freaking killer. It was a beast, man.
Okay, so his caddy is... How far down does he have his caddy?
Far enough.
The little fin. The little tiny, like, speed bump
of a fin on the very end. Early 60s, probably 62, 63.
56.
56? That's still a pretty big
Cadillac Sedan DeVille.
Okay.
It is
beautiful car.
It is a pretty car, and it's red with a white top.
Yeah, they still call them sleds, I guess. So.
Yeah, red with a white top, and it is patinaed just perfectly.
Have you seen the pictures of the '82 Ford F-150 I had? I don't know if you've seen it.
Ish, maybe.
The hood's pretty patinaed. It was pretty neat. I've actually already sold it, so I'll make a video. I've got to put a carburetor in it. That was the deal I made with them, but I'll make a video on that. But yeah. I've been trying to buy some older cars to flip, but also do some YouTube content on them.
I had a '73 Cadillac Eldorado 500 cubic inch.
Okay.
I used it as a coffee table for a while.
Oh.
It's not a coffee table, an end table. I used it as an end table for a while because it was so heavy that we brought it into the house. We got it to the living room. And it sat down on a piece of cardboard. And at that point, I didn't have a basement. So the only storage I had was 2 stories up in the attic.
Oh, my God.
We both looked at each other. We're like, no, I'm not fucking taking it up those stairs. There's no fucking way. It's staying right here in this living room. And then it was like, okay, how can I make this look good sitting in this living room? Now, granted, it was freshly painted. It was all bright red with black valve covers. You know, had a red intake, everything. So what I ended up doing is I went out and bought a piece of glass and stuck a piece of black glass between the valve covers, and made an end table out of it. And it sat there until I moved because there was nowhere we could put it because we couldn't lift it anywhere. I mean, you could literally stick your freaking legs inside of the pistons, the cylinder bores. You could stand inside of the cylinder bores of this engine.
I'm over here messing your points up again.
Are you? What are you doing now?
Just trying to gamble somewhere.
Oh, I don't care if you gamble.
Yeah, he's got an addiction going.
I know he does.
Addiction.
God damn.
I think I've got to figure out the algorithm on it, though. You see how I bet the lower amount and then bet the higher amount later? Yeah, anyway.
I mean, everybody else has the same opportunities you do.
For sure.
You know, they could be sitting here gambling or donating or whatever they feel they needed to do. You know?
Well, if we can get some more people in here, then we can go back and forth on the other part and get the stream boss up there. It'll be there.
You have 40.
I meant to do top. Whoops.
But that's a problem with us people up here that are streaming. If we're not sitting here chatting in the live, then
I try to chat every once in a while in there, but it's probably not enough.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't always have time. And most of the time, I will more likely to answer them verbally.
Well, I look at Robert's garage
than I do in the chat.
Coastal auto reaction. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, pretty good for the first. He was chatting up a storm too, so.
Yeah.
For me 310 Pilot 190. Okay, great.
And there you are sitting at 30,000 points already.
Yes. That's the way it's got to be. That's the way it's got to be,
I'm
man.
gonna just start making you a freaking null and void.
Oh, no. Come on now.
Your prize
Gotta push
next year
other
will
people
just
to
be
try
your
to get
little
there.
tiny logo in the bottom corner of the screen that nobody notices. That's always there though. That'll be your prize at the end of the year.
Yeah, well.
You get your logo. It'll hide behind all of us chatting. It'll hide back
Yeah.
there. So if we ever disappear, it'll show up. But
Now, by now, or if we keep going like this by next year, it should be the season 4 welcome screen.
oh, I see.
Maybe not so much.
Man, I love how you still ended up on a page by yourself. He does exclamation point points. He gets there by himself where it just says he's got 40 points. He does exclamation point top, and he still ends up on a line all by himself with 40 points.
I'm special.
7+.
But yeah, I don't know. We never did end up getting to any of the other subjects. We just ended up really getting into a rant about different things.
Yeah, of course.
Like I had a plan. I had a plan of going over the stuff that I wanted to do for the channel, which we never
Okay.
actually ended up doing. I got to the truck. That was it.
Sure.
Then I wanted to go over what you guys were doing for your channel, which we kind of did.
Yeah, a little bit.
I kind of wanted to get Chris to give us a definite that he's going to put out some more content. Because he hasn't put any
there's always
content out
next
for a
week.
couple months.
Next week, he can definitely touch on all that for us.
We didn't really have anybody in the chat. Well, we have Coastal Auto Reactions and we had Robert's Garage to shout out. But see, that's the part that I get frustrated. I'd want to shout out to you guys, but I'm literally shouting out to the guys that have always been here. So it's like,
right.
It's like literally talking to yourself. I mean, I'm not talking to myself. I mean, like, it's like telling the person next to you that, hey, did you just see that carton of milk in the fridge right in front of us?
Mhm.
Right.
Why don't you go check out that carton of milk that you've already just put in the fridge?
It'll get there, though.
I don't have anybody new to, like, everybody that comes in is everybody that everybody else is already seeing. So I am not exposing anybody to somebody new. And it kind of does frustrate me because I'd love to help out like that, but my live stream doesn't have that reach.
Right. Not yet.
Not yet.
And I think I am. I think I will reach out to you. I think I am going to do one live stream a month. I think I could do that because I don't want to do too much and I don't want to interfere with other people.
Let me know when it is.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what time you run it, I'll let you know whether or not I can join. I don't know if I can join up with this whole setup. I might join on my phone.
Yeah, it'd be no problem.
Where I'm at because of,
most likely it's going to be.
Cannot annoy the missus.
It would be 7. So it'll be 8 p.m. your time. Most likely is when I'll be doing it if I did it. So.
Yeah. By the way, did anybody hear that I'm going to be on the Straight Six Fan and Old Car Guys?
No, have not heard that.
I am an official guest this season.
Nice.
Good.
It only took me 4 seasons.
Only.
That's good though.
4 seasons, and I was there from the beginning. I was just like, I love the guys to death. It was kind of frustrating though, sitting there watching them bring all of these people on the show. And
Sure.
Like, hey,
right.
Over here.
Now, what you'll have to do, and it'll kind of be hard for you, especially since you're used to doing your own show, is remember their show's only 30 minutes, so you're gonna have to make sure you stay on topic so you can get out what you're trying to put out.
ADHD. What topic?
I know you're gonna have to make a list and stay on it because
what is that saying? I don't have ducks; they're not in a row. I have squirrels, and they're drunk and high on LSD.
Yeah, but they only have 30 minutes. You only have 30 minutes on there.
They're running longer though. If you haven't noticed.
Oh, good.
They're running closer to an hour. I don't know if that's
that's what it needs to be. An hour is kind of where, if you're going to have a formatted show like they do, an hour is where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because 30 minutes, you're just getting it going.
You don't have time to just digress.
Yeah.
Sure. After an hour, they'll probably start losing. So that, to be a show like theirs. Now, yours is kind of wide open. You talk about whatever comes up.
I end up having, like today, I had the most people between 9:30 and 11:10.
Sure. That makes sense.
That's 2 hours. 2 hours, I was holding steady between 7
8 and 10.
Yeah. which is fine with
Good.
me.
Miss Lucy.
And I'm sure it'll get bigger, honestly, with all this. This year, what I've noticed in the past few months is the automotive community is pulling together instead of doing their own thing. And even if you're not actually, involved in all of it, you're still going out there because your name is still part of it. So,
and I try to drop into as many live streams and everything else that I can. My problem is I don't chat enough in the freaking comment sections of videos.
sure.
Because most of the time I'm doing other things while I'm watching YouTube, and I'm normally watching it on my TV on Xbox, which is a pain in the ass to comment on.
Well, I think, and I'm a pretty optimistic kind of person, I guess, but I think 2021 is going to be a year for the automotive YouTube community.
I think it's going to be.
So we'll see.
I think it's going to be a year for a lot of things because we're now getting to the point to where we're at the point of we're accepting the fact that everybody's going to be in this norm for a while, and so people are either and jobs are getting to the point to where no, we're working you from home because fuck.
So that'll free up time.
Regulations and everything else, whatever. And so people are having more time. They also aren't able to go out and go do things out and about as much. So they have more time at home.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going out and doing things all over the place, well, you're stuck at home. Well, you're going to start finding hobbies, which is, going to be picking up a car to work on, or a video game, or a modeling, modeling, or not modeling as well, maybe modeling as far as, camera work and shit like that. But you know what I mean? You're gonna have people end up picking up hobbies again. So I think 2021 is going to be the year that hobbies come back. Now, what that hobby is different for every person, but I mean, like me, I have done, and my masculinity aside, I have started if you ever know what a diamond painting is, like these little tiny jewel, they're not jewels, but they're diamond cut stones that you put on a picture in a certain way, and it makes an image. And there was 2 of them sitting at my work that nobody was touching, so I took them home and just started fiddling with them. Kind of fun. It's something that I can sit there and do while watching TV and not have to worry about having a giant mess. And so it's something that I picked up. I've done half of one. Then of course there's the models that I'm building or want to build this year, and I want to get into those earth metal models, the photo etched bend together steel models that you see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do those. So I have a bunch of arts and craftsy stuff that I want to do. I still need to make the desk for this thing.
You still got to leave video game time now too. You can't get rid of that.
Most of my video game time is between like 11 and 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is stuff that I can do while throughout the day.
Sure.
Now, like I'm gonna sit here and I literally placed the plans together for this desk, and I'm going to buy all the parts for it, and I'll probably have it together by next week. And yet I still don't have a desk that I'm actually have here for my computer stuff. Well, it's mainly because of what I plan to make this desk out of is something that I'm going to need to make sure I have. I've got to whip my squirrels into line. Because the ducks have left the building. They've had enough of my shit. But no, like I mean, you're working with a live edge slab. That's $100 if not more for that chunk of wood.
Right.
And then of course the tools that you need to work on that, aren't cheap either. So I'm gonna have that's why that one's taken a while. Epoxy alone, I can spend $200-300 in epoxy for that table.
Yeah.
Because if you ever looked up the price of that, like river table epoxy and stuff like that, that stuff's expensive. A 5-gallon bucket will run you $200. And I've seen.
No, of course, a lot of that. If you do get around to it, you can do on YouTube. Get some views out of it.
Well, yeah,
try to get some of it.
I mean, I've wanted to do one regardless, whether or not YouTube or not.
Of course, yeah.
It definitely will be a YouTube. The stupid table that I'm going to make over here for my craft shit, that's going to be a video.
Why not? Yeah.
because that's actually going to be a part of my channel now, is doing small custom cars. You know, because again, I need more content that isn't going to cost me an arm and a leg to produce, because I can produce the model content at a lot cheaper overhead than I can working on the big cars. You know, it's not that I don't.
And you'll have a different audience, I think.
Yeah, that too. You know, and some of that audience will cross over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do I do the diamond painting on YouTube? No, I'm just doing that for myself. That's just my own shits and giggles, something to do while I'm watching TV. But the other stuff, sure, because I feel that there's, I mean, not that there wouldn't be a diamond painting audience, because there obviously is, because I can find it on YouTube. But it's not necessarily something I want on my channel.
I got it.
You know, that's me, my time to relax and just zone out and not think about anything. You just put this color stone on that number, and you know, by the time you're mindlessly done it, you look at it and it's a cool picture.
Mm-hmm.
So is the Avalanche going to be back on the road this year?
Avalanche is on the road now, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's been on the road for 2 weeks now, I think.
Something like that.
Until it falls apart.
Shh, it might hear you.
Quit saying them dirty words.
Yeah.
It could be like that Dodge he was looking at the Walmart parking lot.
I think at that point you'd have to give up.
I think I would too.
Leave it hidden.
I mean, geez, my Nova didn't even get to that point, and I gave up on it. That's Mrs. Cletus.
Yeah, sorry, I was giving my daughter a hug tonight.
And showing off Mrs. Cletus. Hi, Miss Cletus. She can't hear us.
She can't hear you. She's playing her Nintendo Switch.
Jess likes the Switch. You know what's funny? Okay, the Pokemon games on that system. There's the fire and the ice, I think it is.
Sure.
There's two versions of the Pokemon game. They're the exact same game, other than the characters that you're given at the start of the game.
Okay.
She has both copies. There's literally
I
no
couldn't tell you what games we have, because all that's played is the her Animal Crossing. So
she has. I don't think she has that. That's the one she doesn't have. She has.
If she gets it, she'll play the hell out of it. It's pretty good game.
It depends on if that's what you like. It's, you know, whatever. I've been trying to get people to play Among Us, and on the computer, because I've given up to it on my phone. I can't stand it on my phone.
Oh yeah.
I can't stand the fact that you can't talk. It's all typing, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
You
can play that on the Switch as well.
You can't do any detective work in the time amount when it takes time, because you can't see the screen while you're typing, so you can't follow the conversation. You come back and they're like, "You're voted out." It's like, I was trying to type.
Yeah, you got to use the stupid little blue guy, or just real quick, blue, but it's blue. It's you stupid. Can't actually put any articulation in it.
Yeah, whereas when you watch the YouTubers do it, like Markiplier and PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye, and you watch them do it, and it's like, you watch the subtle. Yeah, there's no strategy to the game at that point, because you can't use any manipulation. You can't.
My problem with the game is I don't think I like it enough to pay for it.
You don't have to pay
because
for it
I get bored with it pretty quick.
You just get an ad if you buy it on PC. If you get it downloaded for PC, you don't have to pay for it. You just get an ad.
The only place I've seen it on PC, it's like $4, which isn't bad, or $4.99 or something.
Depends on how much you play it. The other one that I wanted to play was, there's a bunch of stupid games. Like, I watched Markiplier and them play stuff. Like, they have a golfing game. But they're all games that I wouldn't buy to play by myself, or to buy to play, even if it's live. But for me to play just myself, even if it's live, it's not games that I want to play. It's games that I want to play with a group of friends where we can all act like idiots.
Have you played Roblox?
I'm not interested. That's like Minecraft. I wasn't interested in Minecraft.
No, it's not like Minecraft. Roblox is free, and there's thousands of mini games in it.
I just had no interest in it. I was watching him play it.
So any game you could think of, somebody has put it on Roblox.
Yeah,
a different version, of course.
Yeah, just no.
I bet you'd get into it if you tried it. I had thought the same time, but I play it. It's pretty good.
I like games that are already that I don't have to think. I just want to play.
Yeah, they're on there.
Yeah.
They have one that you jump off a mountain and try to break as many bones as you can.
They have what is that? What's that bike game?
They got one. What is it?
Biggie, the bike game. They've PewDiePie. All of them have all played it. Happy Wheels.
Never played it.
Oh my god!
I
I'm
like,
sure that the Happy Wheels versions are 10 times more enjoyable than the Roadblock version.
I like the one. I got one that I play
like
that
hill where
you
you're trying to
build
break
your
as many bones
cars
as you
for a
can.
car lot, and then
The
you can
whole
race
point
them.
of Happy Wheels is to make it to the end without dying. And I'm not talking like, okay, Super Mario Brothers, you jump in the air and whoop, 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 and then you're dead. No, this is utter and a catastrophic goreism as your like limbs are being ripped off and intestines are hanging out and
yeah, that's probably not on Roblox, but
no. You gotta check out Happy Wheels. I mean, you just like watching people play Happy Wheels is just really freaking entertaining.
Yeah,
especially when they start screaming at it and like.
See, I hate
especially PewDiePie,
watching,
like his older stuff.
That sounds like something my son would watch. I hate watching people play a video game when they're doing all that screaming and shit.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
not
like,
necessarily. No. It's. You've never watched Big E play video games.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm talking about the Markiplier and stuff like that. We're making all the dumbass noises that they're just so annoying. I can't watch it.
Stupid noises. Markiplier is.
I've watched him. I can't do it.
Very good at making himself look like an idiot, but at the same time, he's smart as fuck.
I don't know. I don't think
he's like Columbo in the. YouTube
he is because he's getting all the people to watch him play some games,
and he's making money off of it. Too.
I don't think so.
I like Markiplier
I'm not
better
a fan.
than PewDiePie.
I don't like either one of them.
But my favorite one is Jacksepticeye.
I don't like him either.
Oh, I love him. Not love him, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, my son watches all that stuff. I just not for me.
The one that I followed since watching the Among Us one is Z's Gaming something or other, and then Gaming with Chilled or whatever. Those two, oh my god. Watching them play Among Us and just the way that they're thinking and doing stuff.
You watch on Twitch or you watch on YouTube?
YouTube. I don't watch Twitch.
Oh.
The only I don't even I haven't even gone on Twitch period to even do my own channel.
Wow.
I have not streamed to Twitch because for Twitch pissed me off. I was doing a whole crap ton of streaming, and then when I sat down and I actually figured out what they require to become a Twitch partner, and then what they expect of you as a Twitch partner. Number one, you have to stream for 26 days out of the month. You ain't worth my time to sit here and make sure that I'm streaming 26 days out of the month. And you have to do it continuously. Because it's not like YouTube, once you reach the mark, you're good. Well, YouTube has a level too, but it's an attainable level on YouTube. But you have to stream for 26 days out of every month to be a Twitch partner on YouTube on Twitch. So
let's see, you gotta have 50 followers.
Either one is ridiculous.
You got to stream for 8 hours, stream on 7 different days, and have an hour average of.
That's just level
3 viewers.
1.
Right. That's just becoming an affiliate.
That's just the first tier. You don't become Twitch partner until you're a couple tiers up. I mean, I can open up my Twitch and tell you because I'm above the first tier or two, or was.
Right.
Until I started realizing how helpless or hopeless it was to even gain anything on Twitch as a content creator. And I don't enjoy and the thing is I like my stuff condensed. I don't want to see all of the I don't even watch live streaming video game stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't have the attention span to sit there for hours on end and
people do, man. I don't. It's not for me either, but people do.
I watch a guy. He's called Skippy. He does the 7 Days to Die stuff. He's been doing some live streams. I've sat there and had it playing while I went to go do other, like while I was doing dishes or something. his live streams, but I like his edited video content. Go out, do your thing, edit out all the freaking boring crap of you just traveling from point A to point B where nothing
getting
freaking
stuck
happening.
on a rock or something.
You know, I don't mind watching some time lapse of the grind.
Sure.
But I don't want to sit here and sit through the grind. If you're not entertaining me verbally. You know, I used to watch Hunter Call the Wild. There's a couple guys I watch from that game, and I love watching the hunting videos. But it's just like playing the game. I can't stand sitting there freaking waiting forever for something to happen.
Right.
You know, wow, Pilot, you're still here. I thought we bored you to death already. Caddy has been banished from the garage for the winter and forced outside into the elements. Well, what got pushed into the garage then? Because normally everybody brings the vehicles in for the freaking winter. What was more important than the garage?
Can't be the Jeep.
I mean, normally people keep the car in the garage so they don't have to brush the snow off of it when it freaking snows. No, I am surprised that he's really. The Jeep gets precedence over the more expensive Caddy.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. That's when you need to get yourself more bays.
You could probably buy 2 Jeeps for the price of that Caddy.
No. This is where he needs to build himself another bay to his garage.
You got plenty of money. Just build a whole, a garage to fit 30 of them.
Just make her a she shed out back with a freaking a carport. Whereas my girlfriend would absolutely love the she shed. She shed
my wife has one
with a sea cucumber.
My wife has one. In fact, we're going to have to expand it. I'll probably do.
I guess I can understand it. She needs that Jeep ready to go whenever, so she can't have the time to freaking. But then again, I worked.
Yeah, well, he's retired.
Respond so fast. I mean,
yeah, let her get to work.
I mean, you can go out there and go shovel her Jeep off.
That doesn't sound like retirement.
But anywho, it's after 12. We're down to 5 viewers, and I think most of them are us.
Probs.
I mean, I don't know who else could be watching. I got Pilot in the chat, and then there's us 3 up here, which we probably are the other 3, so that leaves 1 mystery viewer.
One more person. It's okay.
You know, you get those heated blankets for the windows that keep the freaking, so you don't have to scrape it. You just whip them off and throw them in the back, and then you're good to go.
My wife's Highlander, even though it doesn't get cold
for her
down
birthday,
here.
And then you don't have to have your car sitting outside anymore.
My wife's Highlander, even though it doesn't get cold down here, she has the button you hit, and it heats up the windshield wipers so that they, then you also defrost the windshield, but it does it where the windshield wipers are unfroze too.
Really silly. This car back here has heated defrost in the glass.
In the front windshield.
My 79 Trans Am has the heated defrost glass. That's kind of funny. I think no, my Nova does not have that. Nova does not have the heated rear glass, but the TA does.
What's the oldest car you ever owned?
The Nova.
75 or 78? 77. My first car was a 75. My oldest car I've ever owned was a 65 Ford Thunderbird.
Do you know what the newest car I've ever owned was?
I don't know.
An 03.
13?
03.
Oh, because you don't own the Kias, huh?
No. The newest car that I owned was the 03 Cavalier.
The newest car I have right this second is a 2012 Chevy Colorado.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, and even the Kias, that's a 2012 is the newest one of those.
So Colorado got the newest car. I think the newest car I ever owned was a 13 Kia Rio, maybe.
You've had nothing. I mean, do you technically own any of the cars that you flip?
Yeah, they're technically mine. I mean, I could put them in my name if I want to, or I could just sell them. They're in a dealership's name, but I can do whatever I want with them.
Yeah. So technically, could you count any of those as owning them?
I do, but because I can decide if I want to keep it or
owner.
drive it. I drive it as much as I want to. You know, I
Yeah.
put the dealership tags on it and go wherever. But
Pilot says, "I tell her that."
Mhm.
You just got to learn to duck the first swing. Got to learn to foresee that swing coming and the duck and dodge. Duke and jive, man. You got to learn how to duck the swings and then the flying objects that come after she misses the first swing. Just throw chocolate at her; she'll be happy. All right. With that note, I think we should get off of here, and we'll catch you guys next week for the second episode of 2021. So,
all right,
that's weird. 2021.
I know,
I'm
right?
telling you, man. Whole new year,
What the hell happened to 2020?
whole new sound. Are you right? You still writing 2020 or
No, I was actually writing 2021 already before I left for Christmas break.
done with this year? Huh?
A lot of the stuff that we do is, signing stuff or like I do financials already, so I was already making up the financial envelopes for the next month.
Yep.
And back in December, so.
Yep. All right. Well, take it easy, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Yep. And don't forget to check out that merch store.
That's right.
Yeah, that merch though.